$5 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Want to get a $1,000 Visa card from your Medicare plan? At WellCare, our Medicare Advantage plans are simplified so you can enjoy all the great benefits you care about most. Like our WellCare Flex card, a preloaded debit card that gives you up to $1,000 to pay for extra dental, vision, or hearing expenses not covered by your plan. Like hearing aids, dentures, prescription glasses, co-pays, and more. It's just one more way WellCare is improving every aspect of Medicare to give you access to the top tier benefits you want most. Plus, a little extra. To learn more about WellCare, visit wellcareforoh.com today. That's wellcareforoh.com to enroll today. WellCare, it's Medicare done well. Benefits vary by plan. WellCare is the Medicare brand for Centene Corporation, an HMO, PPO, PFFS, PDP plan with a Medicare contract and is an approved Part D sponsor. Our DSNP plans have a contract with the state Medicaid program. Enrollment in our plans depends on contract renewal.
Sensitive people on the old socials today.
Oh man, what happened?
I'm breathing.
What did you do?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We got plenty. We got 3 hours today. We got 3 hours to cover everything today.
Let's do it.
Before I just ruined the whole mood with everything and just really anger people. I do want to, you saw the graphic to start the show for those hanging out live on Facebook and YouTube. But this coming up weekend, starting tomorrow, the Holiday Help Out. The Holiday Help Out, November 18th through the 20th. 1410 ESPN Radio, 92.9 Jack FM, and 101.5 Hank FM. We are going to be live at the Washington Township Recplex starting tomorrow from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., accepting your donations this holiday season, with Thanksgiving in exactly a week from today, which is absolutely insane to me. But Thanksgiving a week from today, we get so caught up in the, who's bringing what to your Thanksgiving, what are we bringing? Me and Nora the other day, man, we got to drive all the way to our Thanksgiving and then we got to get back and then we realize we could have bigger problems in life, right? Because we're sitting here saying, oh man, I can't believe we have to drive to our Thanksgiving. And some people are wondering how they're even going to have a Thanksgiving this year. So I think that this holiday help out thing that we've been a part of for many years, just through our sister station in WROU with Faith Daniels and yourself at Hot 102.9, of course. I think that these kind of things are very important, especially partnering with the Good Neighbor House, because all the donations that we're going to be accepting throughout this weekend, they're going right back to the community. Mm-hmm. So, I'm selfishly sitting here saying, oh man, I can't believe we've got to drive to Thanksgiving. I can't believe that there are families who are struggling to even find out how they're going to even have a Thanksgiving meal at all. And that's where the holiday help out comes into play. So everything that we, all donations that we're able to collect this weekend are going to go right back into the community. That's where you guys come into play. So before you get annoyed with me with my sports take, just remember, I'm not all that bad of a human being. I promise you. I think it's important that we all come together, especially as we're embarking into the holiday season now. Because a week from today, it's Thanksgiving, and then we flip that part of our brain over to Christmas, right? Mm-hmm. And it's all about the stress of gift buying and all that type of stuff. So we could focus on that later. But for right now, I think it's very important. The holiday help out one more time. The Washington Township Recplex, 895 Miamisburg Centerville Road. It starts tomorrow, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. We'll be accepting donations. And then Saturday, we'll be out there all day as well, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then Sunday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. That's a big window. That's a big window of hours to be involved.
Absolutely. And if you're one of those people that are just so busy that you're unable to make it out to make a donation, we also accept monetary donations. We have a QR code that'll go live tomorrow on our Facebook pages as well.
So that QR code, make sure you're following the station socials, ESPN Dayton, make sure you're subscribed, that you like the Facebook page, ESPN Dayton on Twitter, the Justin Kinner Show on Facebook. And, of course, so just make sure you're involved in following the station socials so that you can get that QR code for those who are not able to make it out there. So you guys could still make some kind of donation, big or small, doesn't matter. Yeah. Everything counts right now. So please, all hands on deck when it comes to this. Pretty excited for it.
All those proceeds go to the Good Neighbor House.
Yep.
And the great thing about the Good Neighbor House is obviously we're collecting, non-perishable food items for Thanksgiving, but we're also restocking those food pantries as well. So, we're looking for items that never go out of style, like ramen noodles and peanut butter and things of that nature. And also personal care items, deodorant, shampoo, soap, all those type of items that, you and I take for granted because they're always at our house. But, some people don't have those items. So we'll definitely be collecting those as well all weekend long.
Yep. So I'm about to put a link for those watching live on Facebook and YouTube. I'm literally about to copy and paste a link right in the chat section. You can click on that. Everything that Kevin and I just talked about, all the information is going to be in there. And in there is, of course, the times that I just gave you, because I don't expect you to remember everything that we're saying right now, but I just want to put this in your guys' brains right now to just remember for starting tomorrow. Washington Township Recplex and the Holiday Help Out food drive. We're going to be accepting donations all weekend long, starting tomorrow from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday. All that information is in the link that I'm about to post into the chat section. So click on that. In there, you'll have the address to where exactly we will be. You'll have the what we need, like all the information of what items we are looking for and desperately need for this food drive, of course. And then there's also within there going to be that link that Kev just talked about that'll go live tomorrow to make a monetary donation to the Good Neighbor House as well. Everything is going right back into our very own community, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I do want to thank our partners as well. Washington Township, they stepped up. This has usually been a thing, Kev, that we've done just through Hot 1029, ESPN, and WRU with Faith Daniels kind of really leading the charge on that. We've just kind of added additional, some media support. But this is kind of cool because now we're branching out and we're at a different location, still in Trotwood, though.
Yes.
So you're going to mostly be in Trotwood,
yes,
with WRU and Hot 1029. For people that are closer over in that area, maybe up north more, tell people where they can go for that.
Yeah, we're going to be out there starting tomorrow at 8 a.m. Firehouse 72 on Little Richmond Road in Trotwood. That's where we'll be all the way up until 2 p.m. on Sunday. So morning, noon, and night. If you're headed to the grocery store Saturday morning, we'll be there. You're headed to church Sunday morning, we'll be there. That's kind of why we picked that location, because a firehouse never closes. So we'll be accepting donations all around the clock. And also want to give a shout out to our media sponsors as well, ABC 22 and Fox 45.
Yeah, and tomorrow morning, I'm jumping on in the morning to talk Browns, Bengals, Buckeyes, of course, but we'll also be plugging that tomorrow morning on Dayton 24/7 now. So excited about that with Nate Edwards. But yeah, you talk about the media sponsors, but also Blake Maislin.
Yeah.
Blake Maislin stepped up right away. I mean, he didn't hesitate at all. Always appreciate, his partnership in Buffalo Wild Wings. And of course, you are loyal listeners. So one more time, the Holiday Help Out, the Trotwood Fire Station, of course, and then the the Washington Township Recplex. So
it's going to be a good time, man.
All right. Let me make sure, I want to make sure I'm not lying. I got to get to this website to make sure I share that link. Share that link. All right. We're live on 1410 ESPN Radio. Welcome back, everybody. And excited. We got Kev back today.
Hey. So, what up, though?
What up? I forgot to play that yesterday.
You didn't play the drop? I made the drop for you.
You did your job, and I, didn't do mine.
Who were you arguing with that distracted you?
Wasn't too bad yesterday. I was more in the pregame. It was more before the show. With Dayton as usual. But I didn't bash Dayton. Dayton lost against UNLV the other night. And when you lose to Tumani Kamara and, obviously Deron Holmes goes out, you're already without Malachi Smith. You're not going to be the same team. But, we had Sully on the show yesterday. We thought that this team's not as deep as what we thought. I think they'll have, when they're fully healthy, I think there's a little bit of depth there. But, they are sloppy with the ball. They turn the ball over a lot. The 3-point shooting is not as, as sharp as what you would like to see. So, they got to get healthy. I guess could potentially see Malachi back this weekend, possibly in a limited role. I don't know until I see Anthony Grant come out and actually say that, but it's just going to be interesting to see what happens with UD. The top 25 ranking, I think too much is being made about that. Because if UD falls out of the top 25 for that loss, which I don't think they will, they moved it to 21. They're going to blow out Robert Morris or whatever on Saturday. So that'll salvage some of that. And then, of course, you're heading to take on Wisconsin next week. So I think, UD, they're going to probably drop back maybe 24, 25. But even if they drop out, it's like, who cares? This is why I don't like the ranking coming into the season if you're UD. Because the whole purpose of the first couple weeks of the season is to kind of get into the swing of things. So the problem is when you add the extra hype of being top 25, and then you do stub your toe in an early non-conference game, now the vibe is, oh man, we dropped out of the top 25. See, we're not as good as we thought. No, the expectations still have to remain the same. I just think way too much is being made of the top 25 ranking. I don't know how good UD is. I think that there's a lot of expectations. I think they're a very good basketball team, but I don't know what the ceiling is for this team. talked about it many times. The top 25 ranking was going to be a distraction as far as the conversation with fans. I don't like the players. I don't think that's a distraction for them. It's going to be a talking point amongst the fans that's going to basically dictate kind of the vibe of what this team is. And then obviously, the constant comparison to that 2020 team. This is the first time since 2020 we get to see a legitimate Dayton Flyers basketball team. Well, if you're constantly comparing it to that 2020 team, you're going to be disappointed because I don't think this team is even remotely close to being as good as that 2020 team. But we're going to find out. The thing, we saw them stub their toe last year early in the non-con, losing those bye games, and they go on to beat Kansas, and they just dominated the A-10. It's only November. It's early November.
Right.
But that wasn't the team you wanted to. There's no team you want to lose to if you're Dayton right now. UNLV was going to be a good little bump, especially a good road non-con game. They stubbed their toe with that. Anthony Grant, I saw Sully put out the record for Anthony Grant in away games. It's not good. He's very good at home. He's won 50 plus more games than he's lost, but the majority of those losses all come on the road. So.
Yeah, in my eyes, looking at college basketball, doing a little bit of college basketball that I've been watching, man, to me, there's 3 elite teams, and then teams 4 to 50 are probably all about the same. I think you got your North Carolina, the cream of the crop, Houston, and maybe Gonzaga, depending on how long they're going to let Timmy play in college basketball. And then you got the crux that everybody else is really about the same. And then you got a line where, it kind of falls off. And I think that line is way back into the 40s. So I think you're going to see a ton of competitive basketball this college basketball season. Teams that you didn't think that were going to be that good are going to be knocking off teams that, oh man, they're traditionally a good team, but it just doesn't work like that in college basketball anymore. So I'm very eager to see UD bounce back this weekend versus Robert Morris.
It's the Justin Kinder Show with Kev Nash right here on 1410 ESPN Radio, 518-1410. That's the number to call and jump in on the conversation. All right. So, again, I wanted to just quickly open up the show, make sure we're promoting that holiday help out one more time for those watching live. Take a look. Holiday help out live out at Washington Township Recplex starting tomorrow from 5 to 9 p.m. We'll be accepting donations all weekend long. For all the information that you're going to need as far as what items we need, anything that you could think of that would kind of, make a very good Thanksgiving Day meal for families in need here in our very own communities. That would be much appreciated. We're going to be hitting this hard throughout the show today. So just please be writing this down, be putting this in the old memory bank so that you can hopefully make time to stop on out, or of course there'll be a way for you to make a monetary donation as well. We'll have all that information in the link. That second I go to this little commercial pause in the action break, you'll have that right there at the tip of your fingertips. We'll be right back. We're going to do our favorite game, cap or no cap. Cap or no cap. Here, let me, at least let's do a couple just to throw them out there. TCU will get upset by Baylor in their Big 12 showdown this weekend. Cap or no cap? Don't answer yet. All right. Here's one to think about. Started looking at the way 2 lost teams are being propped up or buried. Cap or no cap? Number 11, Penn State is the most disrespected team by the College Football Playoff Committee. Cap or no cap? Be thinking about that during the break. We got some other ones that involve Ohio State and Michigan, the Browns with Deshaun Watson involved. The SEC commissioner made a very interesting statement today that'll be involved in cap or no cap. Plus, Ryan Day has a very weird update on Jaxon Smith N'Jigba. Some guy he hates when we talk Jaxon Smith N'Jigba. So some guy just, might want to turn the station just for about 10 minutes. But we'll be right back in 5 minutes. Don't go anywhere.
The Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash. Presented by Brad Mays with Home Experts Realty. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio.
ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
The mid-afternoon and early evening will be mostly cloudy, a high near 36. Tonight's going to be mostly cloudy, a low near 25. And tomorrow will be mostly cloudy and cold, a high near 33. I'm Pete Spivak for 1410 ESPN Radio.
Weather is brought to you by Cullet Propane. 98% of their customers recommend Cullet. If you wouldn't recommend your current supplier, check them out at culletpropane.com.
Houday Nation, Betfred has come all the way from England to the great state of Ohio with over 50 years of sports betting experience. No emperors, no movie stars, just a sportsbook you can trust. The Betfred Sportsbook app will be available on January 1st, 2023. Until then, download the Bengals app or go to betfredsports.com and have a chance to win Bengals tickets and exclusive merchandise. Official sports betting partner of the Cincinnati Bengals. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
You deserve the peace of mind that comes with affordable health insurance. Get Covered Ohio can help at no charge. Financial assistance is available and coverage is more affordable than ever. Some health insurance plans are as low as $10 or less a month. Don't wait. Open enrollment ends January 15th. Make your free appointment today by calling 833-628-4467 or visit getcoveredohio.org. This message is supported by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, but does not necessarily represent the official views of the U.S. government. Sponsored by the Ohio Association of Food Banks, aired by the OAB and this station.
Germain Honda Beaver Creek is your local Honda dealer. If you've been waiting to buy, now is the time. 2022 Honda Pilots with financing as low as 1.9%, 2022 Honda Passports and 2023 Ridgelines with financing as low as 2.9%, and all in stock for immediate delivery. We will save you money today. See me, Sales Manager Jason High, for all the details. We're located Route 35, just east of 675 between Xenia and Beaver Creek. Germain Honda, Beaver Creek, the right car, the right price, the right way. I hope to see you soon.
Is it time to think about replacing or upgrading your water heater? Menards has the right Richmond water heater to fit your needs and your budget. Whether it's electric or gas, tank or tankless, you'll find the perfect model to fit any size home. It's your last chance to save big on all Richmond water heaters during the last 11% off in 2022. Good through November 23rd. Savings are mail-in rebate. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Save big money at Menards.
Need to visit the Ohio BMV? Go online first. It could save you a trip. It's now easier and more convenient than ever to get what you need from the BMV online. Need to renew your driver's license? Renew online. And if you need to renew your vehicle registration, visit one of our new BMV Express kiosks or go online. If you do need to visit a BMV agency, use the Get in Line online tool, also found on the website, to save your spot and minimize your time waiting. For more services available online, check out bmv.ohio.gov. Need to visit the Ohio BMV? Go online first. It could save you a trip. It's now easier and more convenient than ever to get what you need from the BMV online. Need to renew your driver's license? Renew online. And if you need to renew your vehicle registration, visit one of our new BMV Express kiosks or go online. If you do need to visit a BMV agency, use the Get in Line online tool, also found on the website, to save your spot and minimize your time waiting. For more services available online, check out bmv.ohio.gov.
This Black Friday, where do prices dropping mean upgrade your home shopping? Lowe's, actually. Get the Black Friday deals while you still can on things like appliances only at Lowe's.
All sports, all the time. This is 1410 ESPN Radio.
Everybody, welcome back. The holiday help out information for those watching live on Facebook and on YouTube. I took the link, copied it, pasted it. Click on that. All the information for the holiday help out. The dates and the times of which we'll be accepting donations, the location, of course. So make sure you go and click on that. And then for those who aren't able to make it out physically this weekend, but still want to be able to make a monetary donation, you can do so. There's the information there on the graphic popping up on Facebook and YouTube. But again, click on that link. All the information you need. If you want to share that, that would be great. Like that helps us out too. We're trying to get this out there to as many people as possible so that we can obviously, get as many donations as possible. The more donations we get, the more families we can help, and the more that's obviously going to help stock the shelves for the Good Neighbor House, which they've been awesome to work with throughout this entire thing. So there you go.
You know what? I'll make Ron a deal. Ron, you come out, you make a nice little donation, you'll be unblocked from the show.
Ron, you there? He's upset about that. By the way, he keeps blowing up my Facebook. Tell Kev that it's a we thing. Like we got to be like parents, Kev. We gotta,
band together.
Yeah, not good cop, bad cop. It's no, it was a group decision, but no, that how horrible Kev is, guys. Ron, I'm going to keep looking for Ron. If he usually jumps in the comment section here eventually. So once he does, I'll make sure that he is made aware of that. Hooper also told me too, and I'm thinking about doing this. Like when people drive through to make their donations, I'm gonna be finding out who's a more giving fan base.
Uh-oh.
I think Browns fans care more than Bengals fans, to be quite honest with you. So every car that I'm out there for, that I'm going to go up to every car that's dropping off and find out their NFL team. I'm going to be keeping track. Who has the most generous fan base out there? I bet it's not the Bengals.
Bengals fans, show out. Show Kenner.
We'll be keeping a track and a tally, and I'll be going live. Right there from 5 to 9 tomorrow.
Yeah.
The show gets done at 6. I'll be heading there right away after. I'm going to be making sure Hooper and Danielle and everyone that's out there that they are keeping track. Their job is to make sure they're asking every car that comes through, Browns fan, Bengals fan.
Who's your team?
Who's your team? And then every time.
But they got to ask it the way you would ask it, very aggressively.
Yeah. Who's your team? And then I'm going to be but then I'm going to like our election, I'm going to rig the whole thing because
I was just about to say
because what I'm going to do is who's your team? Oh, Browns fan. Okay, perfect. All right. 1 for the good guys. Who's your team? Oh, Eagles. Oh, okay. Well, not the Bengals. So again, now 2 for the good guys. So there you go.
You can't be
There
trusted.
is no electoral here. It's just it's cut and dry. Okay. It's just very simple.
Stick to sports.
Mark Smith says Who Day. You know what? I'll be Who Day and all the Bengals fans that come and drop off items throughout the weekend.
There you go. You want to see Kenner say Who Day?
I'll
Come
do
on
the
out
Who
and
Day.
make a
You wanna get on
donation.
Video, I'll do the Who Day live on video. I'll do Who Day or Who Dat or whatever. Which one did you guys steal again? I can't remember. We'll figure it out later. All right, Kev. I love this game. It's the only time of the week where I get to feel cool. So, let's give it a shot. Cap or no cap?
Let's do this.
Rules.
All right. Cap means lie. No cap means truth.
What I'm laughing about is I say that I'm, trying to, I care about the listeners knowing the rules. It's just always a good reminder for me. So one more time, cap means lie.
No cap means the truth.
Simple enough. Cap or no cap right here on Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM, the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash. We thought a scenario. Cap means it's a lie. That's not going to happen. No cap means, all right, that's the truth. And we can't handle the truth here on the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash. So cap or no cap, Kev. Number 4, TCU. They will get upset by Baylor in their Big 12 showdown this weekend. TCU coming off that win against Texas that many, including me, thought for sure they were going to lose, or hoping. And I'm back to hoping again. Go Baylor Bears. They're the Bears, right? Go
Yes.
Baylor Bears, right? Come on, Baylor. Let's go. That's a 4-loss team, by the way. And the number 4 team in the country is a 2.5-point favorite over a 4-loss team. Just want to throw that out there. But cap or no cap, Kev, TCU will get upset by Baylor in their Big 12 showdown this weekend.
TCU coming off that big road victory, quote unquote, big road victory versus Texas over the weekend. Night game. Now they have a nooner at Baylor, the defending Big 12 champions. I say no cap.
No cap. So
No
that
cap.
means what's that?
True. I think Baylor's going to beat them.
I think Baylor's going to win.
Yeah.
I like to hear that. Thank goodness. 3 SEC teams in the Big 10. I don't care. I don't even care. 2 Big 10, 2 SEC, but let's just get the best teams in there. The TCU thing. My goodness. We don't have to go into that.
Oh, goodness.
But TCU will get an upset win by – look, I like to pile on it, but got to give them credit because while I bash all the other Big 12 teams for losing big games and ACC and Pac-12 teams who lose these big games, TCU just keeps winning. This was like Cincinnati last year. Every week I'm doing with TCU what I did with Cincinnati last year. Oh, you only beat Eastern Carolina by this much. Oh, you're only a 2-point favorite. You're only a 2-point favorite over a 4-loss team. Cincinnati kept winning. I'm going to say cap. They will not get upset this weekend. I think TCU wins just because every time I want something to happen, it doesn't happen. So I think TCU wins this weekend. But if they do, I think they got everyone's attention. They just, that was a good win against Texas. I know Texas isn't a very strong team, but you got to understand the nature of it because Texas and TCU is trying to get the respect of the entire state right now. When you think of Texas, you don't think of TCU.
Mm-hmm.
Think of Texas, the most underachieving Texas program of them all when you really think about it.
Yeah.
So for them to go to, to get through that pressure of being the number 4 team in the country, trying to remain there, stay there, and then, of course, to beat the face of the state of which you play in, that was a bigger win than just remaining in the playoff hunt, by the way. Recruiting, NIL, all that type of stuff is a big deal for TCU. So good for them. TCU, the Big 12, we're talking about, they're losing Texas, they're losing Oklahoma. The program that's going to benefit mostly from that is going to be TCU if they keep at this pace. So I'm going to say Cap.
I'm going to roll with them losing this game because they've already clinched their spot in the Big 12 championship game. I don't think that they're going to run the table undefeated. I know they're not going to lose to Iowa State. I know how much you love Iowa State. They got Iowa State next week and then most likely Kansas State in the Big 12 championship game. So I'm going to say they're going to lose this game. I mean, there's so much going against them right now. Yes, they won a lot of games and I respect them for it. But, the back half of the season, all this weird stuff starts to happen. You got a first-year head coach there, Sonny Dykes.
Yep.
And he's known for offense, but they haven't been scoring at a ton high rate. But thing about it is they've been coming back a lot of these games. Obviously, last week they led most of the game, but they have to come back. They were down like 14 to, I want to say, West Virginia. They were down like 17 early on to Kansas State. Eventually, that's going to come back and bite you in the butt. So I'm going to say it's going to come to bite them in the butt this weekend versus Baylor. I say they lose this game.
So, by the way, Matt has a good view on the Browns and the Bengals debate when it comes to the holiday help out. I want to figure out who the most caring fan base is, the most giving fan base. All week during the holiday help out, I'm going to be asking everyone who's donating who's their team and keeping track of how many Browns fans are donating versus Bengals fans. But Matt has a pretty good take on this. Matt says that the Browns have been handing out wins to almost every team they play for the last decade. So the Browns are the most giving. Well played, Matthew. Well played. Mr. Shaw, you're not making any sense. David Shaw, TCU, no cap. TCU, cap. What are you talking about?
Which way?
You can't have both answers. You can't do it. This isn't a D, all the above. I mean, come on, cap or no cap. Some guy, yes, Ndamukong Suh just signed with the Eagles. Yeah, we got that. Thank you. We'll get to that in a moment. Cap or no cap, continuing down the list here, Kev. Number 11, Penn State.
Yeah.
I brought this up earlier. I pile on Penn State. I'm not a big James Franklin guy. However, I do find it interesting, when we look at all the narratives that exist within the college football playoff rankings, and we talk about how, the SEC gets all this love. The SEC gets all this love. We still don't understand how LSU got the number 10 nod in the college football playoff rankings, which then set up for when they beat Alabama to shoot all the way up and be in the conversation. Now they're in the SEC championship game. But that's a 2-loss LSU team. They're at number 6. They got blown out. And the 2 losses are actually worse than the 2 losses that Penn State has. Penn State is the only team in the country that has 2 losses against teams in the top 4 right now.
Right.
And Penn State, they've taken care of everyone else. They're 8-2. They're a 2-loss team, Kev, that's not even in the top 10. Somehow Utah is ranked ahead of Penn State. And Utah lost to Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Penn State lost to Michigan and Ohio State.
Right.
2 playoff teams right now. They lost to the number 2 and number 3 teams in the country. They've won every other game. But somehow they have 2-loss Utah ahead of them. Somehow they have 2-loss Alabama. Somehow they have 2-loss LSU. I mean, LSU has that win over Bama now, but that doesn't make any sense to me now. I think Penn State is the most disrespected team by the College Football Playoff Committee when it's all said and done. Cap or no cap, Kev? Number 11, Penn State, the most disrespected team by the Playoff Committee. Cap or no cap?
No cap. Because you look at who they lost to, like you just talked about. They lost to Ohio State. They lost to Michigan. And then you look back at their schedule throughout the rest of the regular season. They haven't had that normal loss that they would normally have. Normally, they would lose a game before they played Ohio State or Michigan to make that game just irrelevant. To be like, all right, man, well, once you lose this game to Ohio State or Michigan, the next opponent, you're probably going to lose that too. And the wheels will come falling off. So I want to give James Franklin a little credit for not losing a game prior to playing a big-time opponent like Michigan or Ohio State. They played Ohio State tough. Yeah, they got their doors kind of blown off by Michigan. Michigan ran the ball down their throat. But you take a look at some of the other guys out there that have 2 losses. Obviously, week 1, Oregon got blew out by Georgia. You take a look at Utah. Utah, that early season loss to Florida at the time was fine. It was a last-second victory by Florida. So we're going to forgive that. But throughout the rest of the regular season, Florida isn't ranked right now. but then they end up losing the conference game. So you're like, all right, so but they're still getting a little bit of love because they still play in the Pac-12, so they still got more opportunities. And you look at Ole Miss, they were loving Ole Miss. Everybody was loving Ole Miss, and lots of rumors about Lane Kiffin coming out of Ole Miss right now. See how they finish the season. But Penn State, since that loss to Ohio State, I don't think we've heard their name since. I think this is the first time we brought them up since that week that they lost to Ohio State.
Look, I'm not saying that they should be paraded or anything like that through the streets and being, given a playoff opportunity. Absolutely not. But the two losses Penn State had, they're justifiable. Like, those are justifiable losses. I'm not saying you should accept those, but those are forgivable. If we're going to give two lost teams credit,
right,
then we have to look at Penn State and say, okay, their only losses are against the number 2 and the number 3 teams in the country based on what the committee tells us.
Right.
But yet the Penn State has been, they've been right there in the middle of the pack. They haven't been given any love. While LSU, who's lost to bad teams and blown out, on top of that, they're sitting right there at the top, which I'm not against LSU. I'm fine with them being there. I'm just not fine with Penn State. You can't convince me that there's a gap between the two, but there's that. So
that thing about LSU, the biggest thing for me at LSU, obviously they lose week 1 to Florida State, but then they get blown out by Tennessee. But not only blown out by Tennessee, but they got blown out at home.
Yep.
Like, that's got to be a mark for you, man. Like, I understand teams get better, and I'm always with that. I parade that, and I understand that. But there has to be a lot to be said about a team that gets blown out on their home field. So that whole rhetoric about them still being able to make the college football playoff, I'm not ready to jump over there yet. I'm just not.
All right, Cap or no Cap, you could jump in on the conversation in the chat section. Mr. Shaw says, you don't understand why LSU was at 10. I know why LSU was there. He's in the committee room. To give Bama and Tennessee better numbers. Stop with that. That's exhausting. Where are you saying that about, by the way, Notre Dame? Notre Dame's, are they being propped up to help Ohio State? Why I think that's baloney is because Ohio State doesn't need them to be propped up. Ohio State's Ohio State. They don't need Notre Dame to prop them up. Does it help? Yes. Does it, hurt that they're not as strong as the Notre Dame team as we were hoping? Not really. Ohio State's number 2 in the country. I don't really think they're surpassed. Even if, let's say, Notre Dame was top 10, Kevin, Ohio State has a win over them. I don't think Ohio State's the number 1 team in the country, even with a top 10 win over Notre Dame at that point. So I don't think these rankings, you could think that. I can see why you're going down that path, but you can't sit there and say, I know exactly why. You don't know why. Alabama doesn't need help. They don't need that. They don't need that.
Is LSU the best 2-loss team?
I think they are. I think they're better than Penn State. Yes. I think they're explosive on offense right now, and they're just all over the field on D. Like, I think right now they're playing as good a football as anyone in the country right now. So I think they're a better overall. I think they're a more well-rounded team than Tennessee. Let's just put it that way. But I don't think their offense comes close to being Tennessee's. But I think when you add the explosiveness of the offense and the fact that they can play defense, Kev,
right,
I think that makes them a more well-rounded team than pretty much most teams in college football right now.
So some of the 2-loss teams, obviously LSU, you got Utah with 2 losses. You got Alabama with 2 losses, Ole Miss with 2 losses, Oregon with 2 losses, UCLA, Washington, 2-loss teams. So those are basically the crux of all the 2-loss teams out there. I could go with that. I mean, automatically you would say, oh yeah, Alabama's the best 2-loss team, but guess what? LSU beat Alabama, so you can't say that. So, I don't have a problem with them being the highest ranked 2-loss team, but I do got a problem with USC being behind LSU.
So William Yella says, who's the best 1-loss team?
Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree.
Tennessee's sitting pretty.
Shaw says North Carolina.
Nah.
Shaw wrong again. My goodness. That bell should go from the excuse bell to every time Shaw says something dumb. Your hand would hurt. You'd be like a middle schooler. Your hand would just be cramping all the time.
I would go with Tennessee by a landslide, to be perfectly honest. North Carolina does not have enough defense to even hang with some of these teams out there. Drake May, their quarterback, is balling out of control, no doubt about it. But I just don't think they got enough defense to even hang with some of these teams out here.
Yeah, I don't even think North Carolina is the second best 1-loss team. I would honestly put I agree with you. I mean, Tennessee, that's not even up for debate. Like, it's easily Tennessee. USC, not just because following the order of the rankings. When you look at all the NFL guys on that offensive side of the ball, but everyone we're talking about defensive deficiencies, that's why they have a loss at this point. It makes them vulnerable. So there's that. But
I want to see how USC plays without Travis Dye. He went out last week's game with a lower leg injury, and they said he's out for the rest of the regular season. So I want to see how that offense looks without a premier running back.
Cap or no cap? Ohio State and Michigan will meet next week, both 11-0. Cap or no cap?
No cap. No cap. Easiest no cap out there. Michigan is going to beat their opponent. Who they got this week? Illinois, or Illinois, whichever one it is. Illinois. They got Illinois this week. Like I said earlier, that's a noon kick. That game will be done before 2:45. That is going to be the quickest game in human history. They're going to beat them by at least 2 touchdowns. Ohio State's going to beat Maryland by at least 24 points.
All right, let's bring up the trap game debate. I think it's 2 trap games.
Absolutely.
Michigan. Why? What? Never mind.
100%.
No. Never mind. I don't want to get into that. So
you're right. The right bell.
Which
Kenner's
team,
right bell.
Which team right now poses as a bigger threat in a trap game, Illinois or Maryland? I think Illinois.
No.
Mainly because Michigan's not as good as Ohio State, so I think Michigan's more vulnerable to a trap game than Ohio State at this point.
What Michigan does well is shut down the run, and the only thing Illinois can do is run. They're not going to be running the ball on Michigan.
They're going to get over 150 yards.
Total? For the game? Yeah. For the game, absolutely. But they're going to...
Another NFL
35 carries for like 60 yards.
Ohio State, Michigan. I also say no cap. They'll both be 11-0 heading into next week's showdown. A playoff game, by the way. And by the way, a boring 12-team playoff means next week Ohio State, Michigan. We're playing for, we're playing for bragging rights because they're both going to be in the playoff. That's boring. I like that next week. Although there's still a good chance both could still fall in the playoff. I like the fact that there's just that extra compound of urgency there because of the seasons coming down to, so
drama.
We'll see. NFL Browns will be 5-6 when Deshaun Watson makes his Cleveland Browns debut here in 2 weeks. Cap or no cap?
Oh man, I gotta look at that schedule.
They got the Bills coming up, and they got the Buccaneers after that, and they are 3-6 right now.
Cap.
So it's a lie. So they won't be 5-6.
No. You know what? Hot take. They win this week. And Tom Brady is doing that Tom Brady thing that he does. He's 2-0 since the divorce, about to win another one, and then wrap up the division down there. So I say they beat the Bills this week and lose to Tampa Tom.
So some people are messaging in saying that it sounds like there's a report on the Browns and the Bills game being played in Detroit.
Motown.
Is that true? Let me make sure. You
got to be careful nowadays. Twitter, everybody's verified.
Last week when you were off, I opened up a segment talking about the Raiders firing Josh McDaniels. So
you got by the fake Adam Schefter.
Yep. Adam Schefter, the real Adam Schefter, just checked. If the NFL winds up moving Sunday's Browns-Bills game to Detroit, Buffalo would have back-to-back games at Ford Field, including Thanksgiving Day against the Lions. That game would have to be because of the fact that the Bills do play on Thanksgiving Day. Like the Browns-Bills have to play on Monday. They have to play on Sunday. So there's that, but interesting nonetheless. So it sounds like Ford Field, Detroit is a possibility. But man,
road trip?
Nope. We got the holiday help out all weekend. Play the game in Buffalo, you cowards. It's the only way the Browns have a chance of winning. It's the only way that Kevin Stefanski would be forced to run the damn ball and not end the game with Nick Chubb only carrying the ball 11 times.
But Justin, he's second in the league in carries.
No, that's it's Nick Chubb. You don't touch the ball 11 times. That's an isolated thing. That's not. I don't say that every week.
I know.
I'm saying it this past week. I'm like, what in the world is happening? My goodness. But so cap or no cap, the Browns will be 5-6 when they get Deshaun Watson back in 2 weeks. As much as I would love to say it's a guaranteed thing to happen, I do think that the Bills seem vulnerable right now with that injury with Josh Allen. They're not playing with a lot of confidence right now. He's turning the ball over left and right. The defense is banged up. This is the prime time for the Browns to run into the Buffalo Bills. If it's in Buffalo and they're facing the elements, I say the Browns get a win this Sunday, and I think the Browns can beat the Bucs. So my hot take is, yes, they can be 5-6 getting Deshaun back, which would be a game changer. I wouldn't put money on it. I'm not putting money on that.
So what is your answer?
Say, cap. They will not be 5-6. But if you do the whole, what happened, kidder? You're wrong. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm praying I'm wrong. Of all the times I've ever been wrong in life, which has not been many, I hope that this is one of them. All right, that's Cap or No Cap right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. It's the Justin Kinder Show with Kev Nash. I always have to read some guys' posts before I read them, put them on here live. Okay, that's close. It's not bad. Clown Fansky is going to outsmart all of us dumbass fans and have Brissett throw 30-plus times. Just watch. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. My thing is, if you drop Jacoby Brissett back like 40 times, 35, 40 times a game, what's he going to do with Deshaun Watson? Hand it off.
Fooled you.
Backwards. Yeah, exactly. Aye. All right.
Keep them guessing, man.
I'll go read through these. We'll get back on this on the other side, but that was Cap or No Cap. All right, it's the Justin Kinder Show with Kev Nash right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Here's a good one. Actually, be thinking about this one. This is a good tease into the next part of the show. The Cincinnati Bengals are one of the top 10 most popular sports franchises. Cap or No Cap? What? The Cincinnati Bengals, cap or no cap, are one of the top 10 most popular franchises out there. Cap or no cap? We'll discuss when we come back. Guys, calm down. Hey.
It's the Justin Kinder Show with Kev Nash.
Justin, you're awesome, baby.
Right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Office to create. You know what you need, you know what you'd like, but you also have a pretty good idea after you've shopped around the usual places what you need and what you like might not happen. Well, then you haven't been to Charles Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. Nobody has their selection, nobody has their discounts, and every week there's something new. If you need office furniture, Larrick's Warehouse Outlet can sell it to you for half the price and below manufacturer's selected prices. Half price and below on hundreds of items. So selection from budget to the best. Really, desks from $50 to $5,000. Filing cabinets from $25 to $500. Before you go anywhere else, do yourself a favor and come to Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. With 25,000 square feet of selection, you're not going to go anywhere else. Larrick's Warehouse Outlet at 23 McOil Avenue, Dayton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Larrick's, continuing the tradition.
Are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? You know, joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love. It affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. Hey, it's Keith Byers. It's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses advanced regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, giving you your life back. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can all be treated with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments for pain caused by arthritis or injury. No drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. This is an all-natural treatment that can get you lasting relief. People here are raving about the results. Call now. Appointments are available for the coming week. QC Kinetics. Call 937-936-0325. That's 937-936-0325. Buckeye football season is back. That means tailgating and parties for the big game. You need the Lee's famous recipe Buckeye Bucket. It comes with 25 pieces of the delicious jumbo breast strips for only $44.99. Of course, you can add a few of their famous country side items, buttermilk biscuits, gallons of fresh brewed Lee's iced tea, or lemonade. You have the perfect recipe for a tailgate or watch party. Cheer on the Buckeyes this weekend with a Buckeye Bucket. Order today.
Cordell Transportation is now hiring Class A CDL drivers. Excellent pay, benefits, and a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today. Online at CordellTransportation.com. Driven to succeed.
Hi, I'm Sales Manager Jason High at Germain Honda Beaver Creek, proud recipient of the prestigious President's Award. We are your local Honda dealer, and we invite you to see our newly renovated state-of-the-art facility. You'll be amazed at our selection, and remember, all new Hondas come with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us at Route 35, just east of 675, conveniently located near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Germain Honda Beaver Creek, the right car, the right price, the right way. I'll see you soon.
Don't miss the Black Friday sale. Shop Tempur-Pedic to save up to $500 on select adjustable mattress sets and get a $300 instant gift good towards sleep accessories.
You want more local content from Dayton's ESPN radio station, 1410 Wing AM? Make sure you subscribe to the WING 1410 Dayton YouTube channel, where you can watch all your local shows live or go back and rewatch previous episodes of The Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash, The Keith Byers Show, Talking Out Loud with Sully, and more.
ESPN Radio. We will be live at the Washington Township Recplex starting tomorrow for our holiday help out food drive. Excited for this every single year. Again, with so many families in need this holiday season, this is an opportunity for you, our loyal listeners, to help give back to the community that we all live in, of course, for those families in need this holiday season. Our holiday help out food drive, of course, partnering up with the Good Neighbor House. Every year we like to come together, and of course we accept donations, a lot of Thanksgiving meal style foods that we put together, these packages for families in need here in the Miami Valley, of course, and we need your help to do that. So if you are out and about this weekend and would love to stop on out to make a donation, all the information is in the chat section for those watching live on Facebook and YouTube. You can also head to wingam.com. You'll see the holiday help out information. Washington Township Recplex, the Woodman Lights will be out there for that. The first night is tomorrow for that.
Yes.
Correct? So pretty exciting. You want to bring the family out and, take a look at that, but also while making your donation, that'd be much appreciated. So looking forward to that starting tomorrow. We're going to be out there all weekend, 5 to 9 p.m. tomorrow night, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday, and then, of course, on Sunday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So keep that in mind. All right, we welcome you back. I'm Justin Kenner. He's Kev Nash. We'll get to that Bengals conversation in a moment at the top of the hour because we only got about 5 minutes here. Some guy, if you want to turn the show off, that's fine because we're real quick. We're talking about the topic you hate the most, and that's okay. I don't know why that triggers him so much. He gets so angry. The Jaxon Smith and Jigba conversation. But look, I've been saying for a while back, even coming out of that, once we got about a week or two out of that Toledo game, he ain't playing again the rest of the season. I think he's had 1 catch for 7 yards since that Toledo game. And Ryan Day, it's not what he said, it's what he didn't say today that I think caught everyone's attention. But he was asked again about Jaxon Smith N'Jigba. Is he expecting him to come back this season? Ryan Day's response is that he's not expecting him to come back this season. He's hoping he comes back this season. When you're hoping that someone comes back this season, and there's only, technically 2 games left of the regular season, hopefully a conference championship game, and hopefully 2. We're down to our final 5, less than that, games of the season. So if you're hoping, is it one of those that you're hoping to have him by the national championship, by hopefully the college football playoff semifinal, by the Big Ten championship game on December 3rd? What are we talking here? Because Kev, I don't think he's coming back. And at this point, to even try to force it, we're talking about is Jaxon Smith N'Jigba potentially, him and his agent in his ear basically saying, hey, let's just not risk anything. Let's just let's shut it down, focus on the combine in February, because that's what's most important. Honestly, guys, they move up the boards just by running their 40 or whatever. So you don't want to miss that day. There's already going to be doubt about him missing all of the season due to an injury, but all he has to do is be healthy on the day of the combine, and then all that doubt will be kind of put to rest. So I don't think he's playing, but I don't think it's a matter of whether he should play or not. I think at some point, Ohio State should just look at him and say, we're good. Like, we appreciate it, but we're good. We got to make sure that these guys like Marvin Harrison Jr. now needs to know, and I think he does. You're the number one. You are our number one wide receiver. Like, you are our guy. We're going to live and die by you. I'm not saying it's a big deal that in the back of your mind, not knowing what's going on with them, but I do think that we're talking about young kids here. So I do believe that at a certain point, when you talk about the mental makeup of some of these kids, they want to know their role. They want to know that they're the guy. And I think that at some point, Ryan Day has to consider that too. So I think Ohio State should just say, no, we're good. We're good, without knowing all the background information, but that's their fault, not ours.
I think that we're jumping the gun a little bit. People are quick to say, oh man, he's not playing. He's not giving this all to the Buckeyes. Not for 1 second saying, like, what if he really is hurt? Like, what if he can't go? What if he can't go out there and be the player that he once was? What if he can't go out there and make those cuts? Like, he was never a straight line burner like a Ted Ginn Jr. or a Santonio Holmes. That was never his game. His game was going across the middle, making moves and making cuts and being very quick and explosive. And with a hamstring, you just simply can't do that. I never pulled a hamstring. I have friends that have pulled hamstrings, and, I'm sure people out there listening have pulled hamstrings. We got a lot of former athletes out there. They know the feeling of pulled hamstring. Depending how far up it goes, it can reach into your groin area. Try running fast with a pulled groin and a pulled hamstring. Probably not the most comfortable thing in the world. So for him, I think people are automatically saying, like, oh, he's not being a team guy. He's not willing to go out there and risk it all for the team. Like, well, what if he can't? What if he can't be the player? And what if just a second, like, we took a chance to think about it like that? I think it's the visual of it. It's like, all right, we see Mayan Williams in a walking boot. We see Travion Henderson in a walking boot. And we automatically, like, well, obviously he's in a walking boot. He can't play. Or, oh, man, he's got a concussion. Like, all right, fine, concussion. We know that's a serious deal right now. A hamstring, like, we just don't know the feeling of that because most of us never have pulled a hamstring. As far as him playing, at this point, I'm not saying, all right, get out of the Woody, you're no longer welcome, but I am to the point to say he hasn't played all season. Like, he played a quarter against Notre Dame. He played like a couple snaps a couple weeks ago, whatever. So
did he play against Toledo or no? Yeah, he came back against Toledo. And
came back against Toledo.
Recently, he came back about 3 or 4 games ago for like one play for 7 yards, and then we didn't see him the rest of the game.
Right.
I don't remember what
was
game
that. Iowa? I think it was Iowa.
Might have been Iowa coming out.
Okay. Might have been Iowa.
Okay.
So at this point, like, he hasn't played. So the offense is the offense. I mean, they're still scoring 40-something points a game. Like, obviously, you would love to have a talent like that out there, and it will only make you better. But at this point, the team is what the team is. It ain't like, all right, we're going to be out there with our first game without him. Like, you played the entire season without him. So, like, it's not really going to make that big of a difference. The team is the team as it's constructed. To be perfectly honest, I would rather have Mayan Williams or Travion Henderson fully healthy at this point, because right now we're on our 4th running back. Yep. So obviously I would love to have him out there because he is a great player. But, right now we kind of need a running back. We got a former walk-on wide receiver / cornerback in Xavier Johnson playing running back. So I need a running back out there. I need a scholarship running back out there, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, I think Nick Bosa is why they're not being very upfront with what's happening with Jaxon Smith N'Jigba. I was at the forefront of not being pleased with Nick Bosa at all. They were killing me on the boards, a whiny voice once told me. And I think because in Nick Bosa, and by the way, my opinion on this doesn't really matter. It just doesn't, but it is my opinion of it. But a lot of people shared the opinion I had, and a lot of people that shared the opinion I had also had a mic, of course, a mic that was 5 times the size of this one, of course. But there was a lot of criticism of Nick Bosa back when he got hurt because he said, you know what? I'm hurt. I'm not playing the rest of the season. Probably can, but I'm not going to risk it. He was just very athlete first, or like his career first, being blunt. And not only did he not play the rest of the year, he up and left campus. He went and moved in with Joey Bosa. This is back when the Chargers were in San Diego still. He was living with Joey in San Diego at the time. And I know former players. I talked to multiple former players who said, yeah, that was messed up. That was messed up. From a PR perspective, Ohio State got bashed for that as well. I think what's happening here is the same thing. However, Ohio State learned from that PR disaster and probably maybe portrayed that to him. Again, speculating. The reason I'm speculating, it's Ohio State's fault why I'm speculating, because they're tiptoeing around a lot of stuff. I'm hoping to get him back. Well, what's his, how healthy is he? You'll know when he's out there. You'll know when he's out there. They just skip over it. So because they're doing that, people like me, we fill in the blanks with what's going on with all that type of stuff. So that's why it's like at the end of the day, I think they learned from the Nick Bosa situation where there was so much backlash. I think Jaxon Smith N'Jigba has already made up in his mind he's not coming back, but they want to do it this way so that he doesn't get that backlash, almost protecting him in a way. Speculating, of course.
So never for a thought in your mind this thought that he was actually really hurt. He's really that messed up in his leg.
So real quick. So Jacob Sexton says, I don't know, bro, if you listen to ESPN or Fox Sports, everyone, especially Colin Cowherd, loves little bitty Joey Burrow. What is happening here? Oh, you're talking about another topic. I thought you were talking about when I saw Joey, my bad, Jacob, I thought you were talking about the Joey Bosa situation. So with that, and by the way, I don't think Jaxon Smith N'Jigba was doing anything wrong, but to your point, last thing on this, and we'll move on next part of the show, but you brought up that people are I don't think anyone has really called out Jaxon Smith N'Jigba for not being there for his team. I think we all think
you're not on the boards.
Injured. I'm sure. Yes, I am not a message board guy. And I'm sure those people exist. Like it's fans, they're nuts. But I think it's just one of those where because they've been so secretive, they can't come out and say he's legitimately injured. So they tiptoe around it because he may not be legitimately injured. I think they're just kind of hiding him. I think that he's getting healthy on campus. He's utilizing all the weapons around him, which was what we said what Nick should have done anyways. And I think they're shielding him. Just speculating. I have nothing to back that up. But I think of the Nick Bosa situation and the backlash that he got. And then what pissed me off even more about Nick Bosa was he quit on his team and he left. And then guess what? Urban Meyer playing in the Rose Bowl that year, playing Washington or whoever it was. Guess who's down on the sideline soaking up all the attention? Well, everyone else busted their ass for the following weeks after that season. Of course, after that was the year they lost to Purdue. Nick Bosa leaves, has nothing to do with the team all season, lives with his brother Joey, and then guess what? He found some time to squeeze the Buckeyes Rose Bowl game in to come hang out with them on the sidelines and get all the fan love and get all the media love. Get out of here with that stuff, man. At least Jaxon Smith N'Jigba's been there every week.
OH.
What?
What?
He's a Buckeye hater too. Oh my God.
No, I just said OH.
So it's a radio station, and I'm amazed at how many people knock on our door when we're live on the air. So I'm gonna go figure out why someone was knocking on our damn door when we're live on the air. So if you excuse me, I'm gonna go pretend to be professional for a little bit. We'll be right back. It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash. Hour 2 coming up next.
The Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash. Presented by Brad Mays with Home Experts Realty. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio.
Don't put it off any longer. You know it's time. Time for a bathroom upgrade by Bath Creations. Bath Creations is a leader in bathroom renovations, providing the very best value in bath and shower remodeling and proudly made in the USA. With Bath Creations, you get a beautiful modern bathroom that's safe, comfortable, and affordable. Attention first responders, veterans, and active military. Save $500 off your purchase right now. Visit Poe Avenue in Dayton or online at mybathcreations.com. And upgrade today.
When I got the news, I was shocked. I was scared. I was angry. When I heard it could be treated with the right care, I was relieved. I was happy. I was given a second chance.
Urology Specialists of Ohio offers men peace of mind. 5 physicians and 5 locations. Now accepting new patients. Make an appointment with a physician that cares about your health and prevention. Urology Specialists of Ohio, Beaver Creek, Springfield, Urbana, Xenia, and London. Online at urologyspecialistsofohio.com.
Did somebody say flatbreads? If you haven't already, you need to get to Twin Peaks and try out the new in-house made flatbreads, featuring 4 options, including the Hottie Jalapeno Popper, Hawaii 5-0, the Italian, and the OG Pepperoni. Ask your Twin Peaks girl for more details. And don't forget, no one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Are you a fan of Twin Peaks? Sign up for the E-Club to stay up to date on all things Twin Peaks and score free stuff. Signing up is easy. Just visit twinpeaksrestaurant.com/Peaks Club to get started today.
Your daily commute. You could do it alone. The downside is spending thousands each year on gas, parking, and vehicle maintenance, not to mention the air pollution you're causing. There is a smarter way. Introducing GoHio Commute. What is GoHio Commute? It's a free service with info on commuting options like ride matching for carpoolers, van poolers, and bike poolers, and links to local public transit providers. Go to MiamiValleyRideshare.org or call 223-SAVE for details. GoHio Commute, a smarter way.
Fall into a new career. KTH Parts Industries has immediate openings, second shift production associates, and equipment technicians. Material handling experience is a plus. This is an excellent new opportunity that offers an attractive benefit package, medical, dental, 401k, attendance bonus, and a competitive wage, starting at $19.75 per hour with annual increases. KTH is hosting open interviews Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. through 3 p.m. Visit KTH.net. KTH is an equal opportunity employer.
Everyone can help keep our roads safe. When making a wide turn in a bus, they'll remember to be careful. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Visit www.sharetheroadsafely.gov. Paid for by FMCSA.
We are Dayton's home of the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Into the end zone goes Chris Olave. KJ Hill, 6-yard touchdown catch. Right sideline and down he goes to the end zone.
WING 1410 Dayton, Dayton's ESPN Radio.
Holiday Help Out, November 18th through the 20th. That's right, that's tomorrow. Starting tomorrow through the 20th, Friday through Sunday, 1410 ESPN Radio. I will be live out at Washington Township Recplex for, of course, the Woodman Lights. Starting tomorrow, we'll be out there from 5 to 9 p.m., 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday, and, of course, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. coming up on Sunday. So keep that in mind. I put the link in the comment section for those watching and hanging out with us live on Facebook and YouTube. And again, 5 to 9 p.m. Again, I don't expect you to remember all these times, so that's why it's important that you click on that link or at least visit wingam.com and make sure you're following our socials because we're going to be going live on our socials throughout the weekend as well, just giving everyone an update. This is a pretty cool thing that I look forward to doing every year. It's actually kind of new as far as us being out on our own at a location as opposed to being with WROU and Faith Daniels and Kev Nash, of course, who I think you guys have heard of him, right?
Yeah.
But usually we're at the Trotwood Firehouse, which that still is the case. That's another drop-off location, the Trotwood Firehouse. So keep that in mind. If you want to make the holiday help out donation out at the Trotwood Firehouse, you could do so. The one of this show that you like, Kev Nash will be live there. And then for those who, for whatever reason, still like, but you can come on out and hang out with us out at the Washington Township Recplex tomorrow, starting tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. But Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving coming up a week from today, all this food. I mean, a lot of this is going to go to the good, all of it's going to the Good Neighbor House.
Yes.
But what's really cool is Faith has these, like a list of these families that get a turkey, and they get all of the fixings put around it and everything. Like these families in need, and I told Kev earlier, I feel like, I think we all fall in the trap of doing this. We always think that, our lives could be better. We always think that, oh man, things are really bad for us right now. And then I sit down for our meeting to talk about this and find out about just how many families out there, while I'm sitting here trying to figure out our schedule. Man, we got to drive an hour north to go to that Thanksgiving. Then we have my wife's family that we got to get to for this Thanksgiving. And I guess we won't get to see this part of my family because I got to drive back because we got work the next day. And then I realized, oh yeah, poor me. Because there are families who right now are trying to figure out like, well, we're going around having multiple Thanksgivings. Some can't even have one at all.
Right.
And that's why I think that this holiday help out initiative is so important, whether it's the Trotwood Firehouse location or the Washington Township Recplex. It's very, very important that if you have time that you can stop on out and make a donation. It's going to go a long way. And my favorite thing about it, again, the Good Neighbor House, everything's going right back to our community.
Yep.
Sometimes you do these types of food drives. You don't know really where the food's going. You'll see the logo of the company involved, but no, this is going right back into our very own community, families here in the Miami Valley that need our help. So please, if you have time, come see us. And if you don't have time, that's totally okay. There is a link that will be going live tomorrow for you to make a monetary donation as well. So please, 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 any bit, will do. Any bit can help. So we're really asking for your help on this, regardless of your opinion of me. There you go.
Is Ron tuned into the Facebook page?
Ron, you there? Let me check. Ron said something a little bit ago. Ron, give me a heads up that you're there. Who's calling me? Why do people
knocking on the door, phone calls?
Who is calling
You're
me?
a popular guy, Kenner.
Hold on. Let me see if I know this. I should just answer it. Live on the. Oh, that might be my trash bill. I forgot to pay my trash bill. Maybe that's who that is. I think that's who's calling me, to be honest. I got a damn Rumpke, man. They always they like you to pay for your trash, Maybe I'll pull the whole. I don't have money because I'm donating it all to the holiday help out.
There
this
you
weekend.
go.
And they're like, oh, that's fine. We're coming to collect your bins. So, yeah, I forgot to do that. That damn auto pay thing. I always forget to set that up. Anyways, that's ADD full force. It's like a Friday today, except it's Thursday. My goodness. What were we talking about?
Holiday help out.
Holiday help out. We need your help. Thank you. That's something. Oh, Ron, you were asking about Ron.
Yes.
Yeah.
More importantly, the Ron.
So Ron He's been banned from calling into the show for about 2 months, 3 months till January, now a month and a half, because he broke the rule on the air. You're not allowed to say things that the FCC is not a fan of. And Kev, he's a stickler about these things, so he banned Ron from the show until the new year. We're hoping for a new year, new Ron, and it's a long shot, but you never know. I mean, every year I say new year, new me. I'm going to go to the gym and all that. I mean, here I am. I mean, my goodness, I'm out of breath just walking up the stairs today. So Ron, if you come out to make a donation, either at the Trotwood Firehouse or, of course, at the Washington Township Recplex, your ban will be lifted. Is that correct? Is that true? Interesting.
I'll do it.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yes.
I got, by the way, Dayton Daily News put out an article on this. And, of course, I made everyone mad because I had the nerve to share it. I didn't even write the article, but I shared it, so I'm the bad guy. Don't shoot the messenger. NFL, this according to Dayton Daily News, Kev. NFL Players Association calls the Bengals field unsafe, and they want an immediate replacement. So I shared it today because of the I got to stop because Ron says not happening.
Well, guess what else ain't happening?
What do you mean not happening? Like not happening? Like you're not a good person? You're not going to come give back to the community? What? Not happening. What's not happening? Man, Ron, I thought we were going to help you out. You go make a donation. Now all of a sudden you're not banned from the show anymore. Okay. Anyways, back to this. Back to your regular scheduled programming. The Dayton Daily News put out this article that the NFL Players Association president J.C. Treader wrote a letter to the NFL on November 12th. The NFL Players Association is the union for all players in the NFL, of course, and they are highlighting the fact that the Bengals field is unsafe and they want immediate replacement. I didn't write the article. They did. Now, I pointed out the irony in this because do you remember a couple years ago, the Bengals came and they did a training camp here at Welcome Stadium.
Yeah.
A.J. Green got hurt. Stop me if you've heard that one before. A.J. Green got hurt. And then there were some tweets and some players in the Bengals organization complaining about the conditions at Welcome Stadium. And not really so much Welcome Stadium, but the field itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just laughing at the irony that you are going to come to our city, the Miami Valley, to Dayton, Ohio, And the Welcome Stadium welcomed you with open arms so that you can try to gain fans. Because back then, this is before they made the Cinderella Super Bowl run. This is back when nobody liked the Bengals, right? So the Bengals needed Dayton. They needed to come to Dayton because, oh man, no one likes us. So we have to come to Dayton. So hopefully fans will come on out and maybe they'll feel like one with us. No, instead you bash us. You bash the Miami Valley. You bash Welcome Stadium. You bash the field conditions. You blamed it for why AJ Green got hurt, even though I think the dude got hurt every time he sneezed from that point on. But yeah, it was Welcome Stadium's part. So the Bengals, being all pompous and mighty, who just now, by the way, they inflate the bubble like a kid's jumping balloon for them to practice in. Now they think they're one of the big boys at the table with everyone else who has a practice facility. Now, my goodness.
Stay on topic, Kenneth. Stay on topic.
The irony that the NFL is coming down on the Bengals because your field's not safe whenever you had the nerve to come to Dayton as we welcomed you with open arms and you trashed us. You trashed Welcome State. You trashed the field conditions there, but yet your field's trash. Your conditions. They should be focusing on them. That's all, Kev. That's all. Just defending us. How am I the bad guy? I'm defending our city. That's what I do. You're welcome, Dayton.
So I'm trying to find exactly what the complaint is in the article. Okay. Well, forget all that. Yes. If you have new naming rights to your stadium, you should have enough money to put in a new field. I personally believe like there should be like every 3 years, you should be able to put in new field turf at your field, like to keep it fresh, to keep it new. I mean, obviously the Steelers, they have grass field and they replace their field like basically once a year. You can't do that with turf field. The whole purpose of getting a turf field is like, all right, we'll get a lot of mileage out of this. But being able to go down to the stadium for the Cincinnati Music Festival every single year, I can't remember the last time like I've been down there and the turf looked new. It doesn't look green. It looks faded green. If you watch it on TV, it looks exactly the same way. It doesn't look like bright green, like it's a brand new field turf. Yeah. I understand you're cutting costs, you're saving money and all that type of stuff. You're able to basically clear the turf with a snow plow because it's not actual grass. But yeah, if it's unsafe for players, guess what? It's unsafe for all players, not just visiting players, home players as well. I remember the Philadelphia Eagles used to have a terrible field turf. And guess what? They had to get a new one because so many people got hurt. I remember Marco Irvin's career came to an end playing in Philadelphia. You know, you like almost broke his neck, hitting his head on the turf. So yeah, not only the Cincinnati Bengals, but all teams around the NFL, they need to replace that turf more frequently.
So but this is so what the league is doing is it's not about the field condition itself as far as the field not being in good shape. It's the type of turf. It's the turf that research has been done to show that this type of turf, that there's a significant increase in injuries, lower leg injuries, non-contact injuries that are occurring on these types of fields. Now, the crybaby Bengals fans that get so caught up in their feelings, I mean, it's insane. Like, for instance, Matthew here. Remember Matthew Sturgeon, because he's the first one to comment on the page that ticked me off. He said, it's the same field as Ohio State. That's fan-freaking-tastic, Matt. Thank you for the update. This isn't about Ohio State. If you're mad at the headline and mad at the article, be mad at Dayton Daily News. They wrote it, not me. I just shared it. To be fair, the headline is not very accurate with the information that's within the article, because the information is just talking about J.C. Tretter, who is, of course, the NFL Players Association president, coming out and saying that the union for all players is calling for the league to kind of mandate some changes across the NFL for the type of turf that is installed. So, Matt, when you clear your tears and you stop crying, you'll understand where I'm coming from with this. The bottom line is they were ripping the Dayton a few years ago. You're a big Dayton guy. I would be offended if they're attacking the city I live in. I'd be upset. So I pointed out the irony. But slit turf is what it's called, Kev. Slit turf has statistically higher in-game injury rates compared to all other surfaces. Tretter talked about this. Other than slit film, there is monofilament and dual fiber turf. Like, I don't really care about all this stuff. I really don't. But the point is it's the type of turf that the Bengals have. They put new turf in, actually. They put in new turf. The turf is new. It's good quality, but it's the kind of turf that is leading to more injuries and that type of stuff. So Tretter said that it leads to an increased amount of non-contact injuries, missed time injuries, lower extremity injuries, and foot and ankle injuries. Now, other than Paycor Stadium's field, crybaby Bengals fans, this is where you'll be happy, okay? Because, there's fairness in the reporting. I'm not a reporter, by the way. Someone said, you need to report both sides. I'm not reporting any side. I literally shared a headline of an article that I think is interesting. Do you tell me to share all sides of every article I share? No, it's only the ones that get your thongs all in a bunch up your butt. So calm down. Y'all, I can't stand some of these fans sometimes. Like, it's insane what hurts their feelings. Turf hurts their feelings. JC Trotter, this is another reason we need to change the turf because it hurts the feelings of the fans. It's insane. I feel bad for him. My goodness. Other than Joe Burrow Contract Stadium, Paycor Stadium, fields for the New York Giants, which coincidentally enough is a team that finally we're getting to see Saquon Barkley, who has just been nothing but injury prone since arriving in New York, right? The New York Jets, well, they're just the Jets, but the Detroit Lions, Minnesota Vikings, New Orleans Saints, they're another team between Michael Thomas and Kamara and guys who miss time constantly. Maybe there's a crossover there. And the Colts, they all have that same type of turf that the Bengals do. Ohio State has the same kind. Ohio State just put out an article, I think, last week. Remember, they rolled out this turf.
Yeah.
I remember Ohio State did this whole like social media unveiling of it. Pretty cool.
Bright green.
There's potential. I mean, Ohio State's looking into already potentially having to do this. I shouldn't say that they're already looking into it. There's already been pressure put on them about doing this. There's been no, when you look at the injuries, Keith Byers and I were talking about this the other day. What's going on with Ohio State? Why are these weird injuries happening? I mean, between Jaxon Smith N'Jigba and Mayan Williams, and we're talking about the major stars.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's no increase of injuries happening for Ohio State. We're just noticing it because it's the big names that are being injured. But the bottom line is maybe that has something to do with it when you're talking about the legs, the lower extremities, of course, of the running backs and the wide receivers, the hamstring, all that fun stuff. Who knows? But yes, this was not a Bengals only initiative. But again, if you read the headline, Kev, yes, someone like me, I love this headline. I didn't write it though. So y'all crybabies need to direct your frustrations towards the Dayton Daily News because I have nothing to do with this. I didn't write the headline. I just shared it. But of course I get blamed for everything. So
I know our older listeners can remember this back when AstroTurf was like the big thing in the 90s where it basically was carpet on concrete.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if they had those around in the Dayton area, but it was like a big thing. This school up in Cleveland, where I'm from, Lakewood, they were like the first ones to get like the AstroTurf, and all the football guys like, oh man, you run so much faster on it. And then slowly but surely, like the increase of lower leg injuries, people blowing out their ACLs and everything like that, as opposed to playing on grass. Look, man, I understand like AstroTurf ain't going nowhere, like field turf, whatever they want to call it. By, I don't know, 10 years from now, every stadium will have it. Nobody will be playing on grass because it's just more functional. It drains faster, all those cool things that happen with it. But there has to be a ton of research done because ultimately, if you're going to be playing football on it, you wanted to make sure you get your athletes out there and that you have your best athletes out there. If people are getting hurt more frequently on a certain type of field, then things need to change.
Jason Lowe, he chimes in, says they won't do it. Too much money for other events when they're sitting on the field. Now, some of this comes to, if you notice, like a Great American Ballpark, not really the same conversation, but you're noticing a lot of like baseball stadiums, NFL stadiums, even, the shoe. I mean, Country Fest, they just announced that lineup for, I think, May. Like concerts are being held at these
big money.
The shoe was not just a football stadium. They're having big concerts there. And
Paycor upcoming with Taylor Swift. I want to say like 3 or 4 years ago, Great American, Beyonce and Jay-Z were there. So yeah.
Well, Great American, they have big concerts there all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're announcing, I got to pull it up. I keep getting emails of some of the stuff that's coming in 2023. I'll keep you updated on that, but like they're having concerts out there. Hell, Burt Crasher, my favorite comedian, by the way, absolutely. I mean, funniest guy out there. He just did his show. He came to Dayton and performed out at Day Air Ballpark. So that was pretty cool. Like he did the stadium tour where he went around to different minor league ballparks, and luckily the Dragons was one of those on the stop. But I thought that was pretty cool. But stadium shows are becoming more popular, so these fields are also able to absorb a lot of the wear and tear that come with that when you're putting the chairs and the stages and everything out there to where you tear up the grass. You could tell. Remember when the Athletics and the Raiders used to share that stadium, and they would have the football field and the baseball diamond, and like it just looked horrible. For one, you shouldn't be sharing those anyways, but that's changing now. But the point is, like, you just see how tore up these fields get. Hell, even the Reds, Great American Ballpark, when they do have those concerts, you could look out in center field. You could see the outline of where the stage is just into that grass or whatever, nonetheless. But so, yeah, I got a kick out of that. NFL Players Association calls Bengals field unsafe, wants immediate replacement. Dayton Daily News. don't even work for Dayton Daily News. Are they Cox still, or what are they?
I'm not sure. Probably.
I meant like the media company. Like that's what they work for, right? Like that's who they are. I don't know.
Yes.
What's the other one? Apollo? Do they split? I don't know. I work in this industry. I have no clue what's happening half the time. Point is, I'm just trying to like educate our listeners who seem stupid sometimes, blaming me for stuff I have nothing to do with. Now Matthew Sturgeon say, "Oh, it's just a comment." No, it's not a comment. You literally called me out saying I need to report both sides, and all this stuff. And I'm like, "You're mad at me because I shared an article. I share articles all day, but this is what sets you off." No, I'm not one of them guys that's going to let you guys talk your smack, and I'm not going to say anything back. That's what makes me different. I'm different than a lot of people. You guys think? No, I'm not joking. Like athletes go through this all the time. Like, when they start going back at fans and stuff, and then they're the bad guys. I agree with the athletes to go back at the fans. I don't know why we think we live in a world where it's okay, or we think we have free reign just to say what we want about anybody and not have them pop back off at us. So that's why I make sure to make it a point that the morons on Facebook that want to be trolls, I could be a bigger troll. I was a troll before I was a sports talk radio show host. We actually have a lot in common. I probably have more in common with our listeners than any other sports talk show host out there, because we're all the same annoying trolls out there. You're a good person. I'm not. I'm a crappy person like most of the trolls on the Facebook page. Seriously, they call me names over sports. It's not even talking religion. We're not even talking politics. I share a story about the immediate replacement needed for the Bengals field, and all of a sudden, I'm just this horrible human being.
What are your thoughts about Congress?
Holy moly.
Any big news happened in politics over the last couple of days?
Matt Sturgeon, I made a comment. Damn, bro, relax. I am relaxed. I'm calling people out like you.
Y'all know what to do in the chat.
I am. That's the thing. I'm very calm.
No, you're not calm.
No, this is gaslighting at its finest. These people talk smack. And then when I call them out, I'm crazy because I'm reacting to them. Do you not realize how yeah, that's gaslighting at its finest. There are going to be trolls and talk smack on Facebook. I call them out for it, and now I need to relax. I need to calm down. I am calm. I'm having a great day. You're the one that got your panties in a wad because of an article I shared about the Bengals field. You relax. You calm down. Maybe you should get on some blood pressure medicine because I feel great. We'll be right back.
Listen, stream, watch. It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash right here on Dayton's ESPN Radio, 1410 Wing AM.
ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
The mid-afternoon and early evening will be mostly cloudy, a high near 36. Tonight's going to be mostly cloudy, a low near 25. And tomorrow will be mostly cloudy and cold, a high near 33. I'm Pete Spivak for 1410 ESPN Radio.
Weather is brought to you by Cullet Propane. 98% of their customers recommend Cullet. If you wouldn't recommend your current supplier, check them out at culletpropane.com.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. From compact track loaders to the world's #1 selling compact excavator, the Kubota construction lineup features durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all and do it right. Visit your local Kubota dealer today. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
See Columbus Equipment Company, 7570 New Carlisle Pike in Dayton.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote,
Deals come with happy holiday feels. Lowe's, actually. Black Friday is happening now. Don't miss out on all the deals on the top brands at Lowe's.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Free battery testing, free battery charging, and replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes AutoZone America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
The Justin Kenner Show with Kev Nash. Presented by Brad Mays with Home Experts Realty. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio.
So it's just reported, just confirmed, ESPN's Adam Schefter, the real Adam Schefter. I had to make sure I double-clicked on it. NFL is officially moving the Browns-Bills game out of Buffalo. Cowards. Ford Field will be the new host site for the Browns and the Bills.
What's your new percentage on y'all winning that game?
Where it will be played Sunday at 1 p.m. So they're going to play at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. kickoff. Now, ask that again, sorry.
What's your percentage of the guys winning the game now that it's a neutral site field?
I'm not giving the Browns have a shot with that run game. You always have a shot. It's whether they utilize it correctly or not. I'm going to say I still think the Bills come out on top because they've lost 2 straight. The Bills are Super Bowl contenders. The Browns are, I didn't pick them to make the playoffs coming in. And the only reason they're still within striking distance of playoffs opportunities is not they actually shouldn't be. They're only hanging around now, Kev, because other teams aren't doing their job or injuries or, some say it's parity and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like at 3-6, if you would have told me coming into the season that the Browns would have been 3-6 in their first 9 games, with the Bengals coming off that Super Bowl appearance, with the Ravens who were in first place before Lamar went down last year and then finished in last because of that, like Lamar coming back, more weapons, all that. If you would have told me that the Browns started out 3-6 with the easy schedule they had to kick off the season, I would have said, oh my God, they're not even close to being in the playoffs. They're literally 2 games out. They're 2 games out. And I said that they were done last week, but you keep looking at all the scenarios. I heard them talking about on Get Up today. They're like, theoretically, the Browns just have to win one of the next 2 before getting Deshaun back. And then all of a sudden things become interesting. I will be fair to a lot of the Bengals or to the Browns haters, mostly Bengals fans that out there bring up the fact that, Deshaun coming back, it's not like he's just going to be this top 5 quarterback again. I agree with you 100%. I don't think Deshaun comes back against the Texans and throws for 350 yards and 3 touchdowns and all this and rushes for another 60 or 70. I think he is going to be rusty to start, but I don't know how long he's going to be rusty for. The bottom line is this is a guy that, yes, has missed a lot of time as far as out on the field from being present, of course, but it's not like he had missed time on the field due to an injury. He's been healthy technically for 2 years. I know what led to his immediate absence at first was the fact that he had, tweaked some things. He was using that as an excuse to sit out because he was having that contract feud with, of course, the Texans. He demanded the trade. They wouldn't trade him. Then, of course, all the off-the-field stuff came about. But Deshaun Watson's been kind of sitting off on the sideline healthy. He's been able to work out. Some guys, like when Joe Burrow, I'm not taking a shot, Joe Burrow, relax. I know how you guys get. When Joe Burrow went out his rookie season and was out with that knee injury, and he couldn't even really practice until, training camp of last year. So Joe Burrow missed all of that time, and he just started to get into some shape once the preseason started, and then they kind of eased him into it, of course. So to me, that's vastly different. Like, that's why he needed more time to get physically in shape. Deshaun Watson's physically in shape. I think it's going to come to him a lot quicker than a quarterback that's coming back after being injured. Like, I don't think that's a homer take either. Like, I'm not saying he's going to be elite the second he steps foot on that field, but maybe he could be. I mean, I don't know. This isn't a guy that's missed time due to being out physically injured. Some guys that miss time due to being injured, they're not playing on Sundays, but they're also not practicing or working out Monday through Saturday either. This is a guy in Deshaun Watson that there has been no fit. Apparently, he obviously, never mind, I'm not going there. This is a guy that is physically fine, right? Like he wasn't out injured. He can work out Monday through Saturday, not play on Sunday, still work out on Sunday. He hasn't missed 2 years due to injury and is just now being cleared to play by doctors. He is in shape. He's remained in shape. The press conference talking about him coming to practice yesterday, he came in as good a shape as he was when he was with the Texans. So at the end of the day, this is going to come down to just the feel of the game coming to him. How long will that take? I don't think it's going to take that long for the feel of the game to come back to Deshaun Watson. I think if we're talking about a guy that had been injured and had not stepped foot on the field in a while and the doctors just cleared him, that's a little different. It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. Justin Smith says Watson is going to flop. Okay, I mean, you're a Pittsburgh fan. I know that's what you're hoping, and you should say that, and it is what it is. I'm not a sensitive Bengals fan that gets annoyed when people say things that I could understand where it's coming from. I know you're saying that as a Pittsburgh Steelers fan because, hey, you want that to be the case. I think deep down, that's not going to be the case. Okay. I think deep down, that's not going to be the case, but I know that's why you're saying you hope it happens, and it makes all the sense in the world. Ron Broadstock says, a hot take. Watson says to hell with this cold and demands a trade. Ron Broadstock, there's a lot of reasons why he will not demand a trade. And there's a lot of guaranteed reasons he will not demand a trade. And he chose to come to Cleveland. Like, it's not like he got here and was like, wait a minute, what is this cold weather? I hope you're joking. I think you're joking. But nonetheless. All right. Let's see. I'm going down this list here. John Slayton's, I'm sorry. John Slayton says the Browns have a much better run game than the Bills, and the snow would have forced them to run it more. Yes, this is why earlier in the week, I was actually excited about this potential blizzard that was coming, because I would have loved to see the two teams out on the field. The snow would have absolutely neutralized the pass game of the Bills. They would not have been able to throw all over the Browns. They wouldn't have been able to throw at all. I mean, the defense that the Browns were, this would have been the best defensive scheme that Joe Woods had ever come up with in his life. And that was a blizzard. The blizzard is off the table as they head to Ford Field Indoor Stadium here in Detroit, 1 p.m. kickoff on Sunday. I haven't checked the line. I don't know how quickly that'll change. I don't think the line's going to change at all. The line, even with all week, the talks of all the weather, it remained at 8 consistently. And I checked earlier today, it was still at 8. And I think the fact that we're going, to Detroit to play this game, it's indoors. I think that's even worse for the Browns. I think that's even more, you know what I mean? Like, I think Detroit indoor, look, the Bills are winning this game. I'd be shocked if the Browns did. I'd be happy if the Browns won. But we'll see what happens as far as that's concerned. All right. Continuing to go down the list. Sean Bolin says Browns can't play in a little snow. Wow. Again, I see what you're doing. It's not working. It's cute. You guys are trying to be like me. You're trying to come up with these little phrases to try to kind of get a reaction. I see what you're doing, but it's, hey, the Browns were on the road. The Browns wanted the snow. The Browns are going to win because of the snow. Let's see. Ryan Holzapple says, what about Watson's timing with his receivers, being able to practice and developing chemistry with your receivers? I think you're wishful thinking about how quickly Watson will roll onto the field and perform. It's going to take time and would for any quarterback to get back into the flow of the game. I know that those are recycled talking points that a lot of people like to use, and I'm not saying that that's not the case. He does need chemistry with his wide receivers, but he had all offseason that he worked with them. He worked with them throughout the entire preseason, and he is back starting yesterday. He's getting first-team reps now. I am not saying, because I know what's going to happen. If he doesn't look sharp against Houston, all of you are going to say, I thought you said this. I'm not saying what you guys think I'm saying. I'm not saying that Deshaun Watson is just going to come out guns a-blazing right away. He's not going to look sharp right away. But you guys act like it is going to take all 6 games for him to figure it out. You guys act like it's going to take maybe all of next season to figure it out. That is definitely not going to be the case as far as that's concerned. I didn't pick the Browns to make the playoffs coming into the season. they are still within striking distance of a playoff, appearance now. They're going to get Deshaun back in 2 games. They just need to win one of the next 2 to make things interesting. But the bottom line is that even if they get Deshaun back, they are going to, this is what the Browns do. Okay. I know, like, the reality is this is what the Browns will do. The Browns will win a game they shouldn't. And that is any of these next 2. The Browns could end up winning on Sunday. The Browns could end up winning against the Buccaneers. Buccaneers will be coming off of a bye week. So the Browns could end up winning that. And then the Browns could end up turning around and losing to Houston. That's what Cleveland does. It is frustrating. It is annoying. But I also know how this works. Cleveland is going to win a game they shouldn't, and they will lose a game they shouldn't. And that's just the reality of it. The bottom line is 3-6. This is not this team doesn't deserve to make the playoff. They have underachieved even with what limited with the limitations they've had. Will Limmer says, until the Browns have a successful quarterback, we all think he's going to fail. One day they will prove us wrong. Look, you guys are so angry at the person that is Deshaun Watson that you're just not using football logic. I think Deshaun is a scumbag. Cool. Super. I think a lot of athletes are. If you found out what these athletes do on weekends and you found out how they kind of live their day-to-day lives, this is no offense to them. It's just the reality of it. When you are young and you have that much money, we're all not going to be living and walking the moral high ground that we all think that we live ourselves, right? Like, I'm not justifying any of it. It's just the reality of it. Even the most goody two-shoes athletes that you think exist out there, they have a side that that you would be just kind of like taken back by. So let's stop with this holier than thou judgment of professional athletes. Stop putting them on a pedestal of expecting them to be these people that they're really not. And it's just the reality of it. Deshaun, the quarterback, that's why people are mad. That's why the Bengals fans are mad, because they know once Deshaun does get that chemistry with his receivers, he's better than Joe Burrow. He'll be better than Joe Burrow. He was better than Joe Burrow to, every game that Joe Burrow has played. If you look at to this point in Joe Burrow's career, Deshaun Watson's numbers are better. It's that simple. Hell, Deshaun Watson's best season ever. Joe Burrow doesn't look very good without his top receiver in Jamar Chase. Deshaun Watson, the best season he ever had was 2020, and he didn't have Hopkins. That's after they traded Hopkins. He had his best season without his Jamar Chase. I don't want to keep getting into this, but, it's where we're at. It's kind of where we're at. Like, you guys, you want to keep bringing up, though, he needs time with his receivers. I agree. I'm not saying he doesn't. But you guys say time as if it's going to be like 2 to 3 years that he needs to get with these receivers before he's back out there. He hasn't missed time due to injury. He is physically fine. He is physically in shape. It's about the feel of the game, and he's getting the feel of the game now in first-team practice reps and everything, and that's not the same as being out on the field, which means he'll probably look a little rusty against Houston, and that's fine too. Browns aren't making the playoffs. And if the Browns don't make the playoffs this year, it's not because, Deshaun, they failed with Deshaun. No, they're not going to make the playoffs this year because not a very good defensive team. Deshaun will probably need 2 or 3 weeks to kind of ease back into it. Maybe he won't need 2 or 3 games at all. Who knows? We'll be right back. Cap will get you caught up in a moment. Bengals fans, Steelers fans, they're scared. They're taking shots at Deshaun Watson because they're worried that, in 2 weeks, the Browns won't be the Browns anymore.
The Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash. Presented by Brad Mays with Home Experts Realty. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio.
Cordell Transportation is now hiring Class A CDL drivers. Excellent pay, benefits, and a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Apply today. Online at CordellTransportation.com. Driven to succeed.
Need a U.S. passport? We can help. Hi, this is Mike Foley, your Montgomery County Clerk of Courts. Visit one of our convenient auto title locations in Huber Heights, Clayton, downtown, Moraine, and Centerville. Make us your first destination before you travel abroad. No appointments ever needed. We do passports.com for more info.
Hi, I'm Sales Manager Jason High at Germain Honda Beaver Creek, proud recipient of the prestigious President's Award. We are your local Honda dealer, and we invite you to see our newly renovated state-of-the-art facility. You'll be amazed at our selection, and remember, all new Hondas come with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us at Route 35, just east of 675, conveniently located near Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. Germain Honda Beaver Creek, the right car, the right price, the right way. I'll see you soon.
Urology Specialists of Ohio are here for you. Men, your good health is important to them. Their knowledge of specific male anatomy, prostate issues, and how to help in your healing is their main focus. Urology Specialists of Ohio are now accepting new patients at all locations: Beaver Creek, Springfield, Urbana, Xenia, and London. They have been in practice for over 20 years with over 80 years of experience between 5 physicians. Call today. They can schedule your appointment in a timely manner with little wait time. Online at urologyspecialistofohio.com.
You have empty office space to fill or home office to create. You know what you need. You know what you'd like. But you also have a pretty good idea after you've shopped around the usual places what you need and what you like might not happen. Well, then you haven't been to Charles Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. Nobody has their selection. Nobody has their discounts. And every week, there's something new. If you need office furniture, Larrick's Warehouse Outlet can sell it to you for half the price and below manufacturer's selected prices. Half price and below on hundreds of items. Selection from budget to the best. Really, desks from $50 to $5,000. Filing cabinets from $25 to $500. Before you go anywhere else, do yourself a favor and come to Larrick's Warehouse Outlet. With 25,000 square feet of selection, you're not going to go anywhere else. Larrick's Warehouse Outlet at 23 McOil Avenue, Dayton. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6. Larrick's, continuing the tradition.
Don't put it off any longer. You know it's time. Time for a bathroom upgrade by Bath Creations. Bath Creations is a leader in bathroom renovations, providing the very best value in bath and shower remodeling, and proudly made in the USA. With Bath Creations, you get a beautiful modern bathroom that's safe, comfortable, and affordable. Attention first responders, veterans, and active military. Save $500 off your purchase right now. Visit Poe Avenue in Dayton or online at mybathcreations.com. And upgrade today.
Chronic joint pain has a snowball effect. It's not just the pain.
What that did is just make me depressed that I couldn't get back into the gym, and I was inactive, gaining weight. I had to find another alternative.
And for Chad, that alternative was QC Kinetics and the non-surgical natural biologic treatments that can give lasting relief to aching hips, shoulders, knees, and backs.
Once they explained it, it made sense. Putting what we have inside our body back into us in a certain strategic way to heal up in a natural process was fantastic.
QC Kinetics treatments take place right in the office. No downtime, no surgery. And as for the outcome,
I'm just back to bouncing around, having fun, doing my work, living pain-free.
Don't let chronic joint pain rob you of your quality of life. Discover advanced regenerative medicine at QC Kinetics. Call now to learn more. It's a free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 937-936-0325. That's 937-936-0325. 937-936-0325.
Ohio, DraftKings Sportsbook is coming. To celebrate, all new customers will receive $200 in free bets. Plus, 5 lucky customers will win a $100,000 free bet. That's right. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving you $200 in free bets just for signing up today. No deposit required. Plus, you'll be entered to win a $100,000 free bet when you sign up. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and sign up with code WING1410 to get $200 in free bets to use once mobile sports betting hits Ohio. Plus, 5 customers will win a $100,000 free bet only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code WING1410. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966. 21 and up. Physically present in Ohio. Eligibility restrictions apply. See terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regularity licensing requirements. 1 per customer. $200 issued as 8 $25 free bets. No purchase necessary for sweepstakes. Void where prohibited. Ends first day. DraftKings is allowed to operate in Ohio. See terms at dkng.co/OH.
Your daily commute. You could do it alone. The downside is spending thousands each year on gas, parking, and vehicle maintenance, not to mention the air pollution you're causing. There is a smarter way. Introducing GoHio Commute. What is GoHio Commute? It's a free service with info on commuting options like ride matching for carpoolers, van poolers, and bike poolers, and links to local public transit providers. Go to MiamiValleyRideshare.org or call 223-SAVE for details. GoHio Commute, a smarter way.
Need to visit the Ohio BMV? Go online first. It could save you a trip. It's now easier and more convenient than ever to get what you need from the BMV online. Need to renew your driver's license? Renew online. And if you need to renew your vehicle registration, visit one of our new BMV Express kiosks or go online. If you do need to visit a BMV agency, use the Get in Line online tool, also found on the website, to save your spot and minimize your time waiting. For more services available online, check out bmv.ohio.gov.
KFC's famous bowl is just $5. Gift yourself a big bowl of flavor. Available in classic or spicy. That's finger licking good.
Hey everybody, it's Stephen A. Smith, and everyone knows my feelings on Cowboys fans. But really, Justin Kenner, you're a Cowboys fan and a Browns fan? Good Lord have mercy. I don't know what the hell to do with y'all. I really don't.
It's the Justin Kenner Show with Kev Nash. Weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio.
Justin Kenner, Kev Nash back with you here on 1410 ESPN Radio. All right. Let's see. 518-1410. Sorry, I got distracted. My ADD is in full force. All right, let's start this. All right, we're going to hit the music. Holiday Help Out. Holiday Help Out. We're heading to the final hour of the show. I just want to let everybody know how excited we are for this. I've got into it with a couple of our listeners today, but at the end of the day, it's just sports. Then real life hits you. This is real life. Actually, I'm going to kill the music. This is real life. Thanksgiving is a week from today, and we all are all hustling and bustling. We're all out doing our own thing, and we all think, oh, man, we're having bad days. I think my bad day is dealing with Matt Sturgeon on Facebook calling me out about something, but Matt's a good dude. We just clash about sports. That's what makes this job fun. But this isn't about sports. This is about real life. Thanksgiving's a week from today. I know all of you are doing it. All of you are thinking, oh, man, we got to, I got to go see the wife's family, and we got to go see my family. And some of you are lucky to have both your families here within the Miami Valley. Some of you have to drive all over. Some of you don't have families at all. All right. And that's where we're kind of coming to with this. Some don't have families at all to celebrate Thanksgiving with. Others don't have the money to celebrate Thanksgiving. That's where this Holiday Help Out food drive comes into play. For those who are watching live on Facebook and YouTube, the Holiday Help Out starts tomorrow. 1410 ESPN Radio. We are going to be live out at the Washington Township Recplex. All right. 895 Miamisburg Centerville Road. Okay. It's donations. We will start to accept those donations from 5 p.m. until 9 p.m. and then 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sunday. All these items that we need are in the link that I shared in the comment section for those hanging out on the Facebook and YouTube feed. However, if you go to the Justin Kenner Show Facebook page and the ESPN Dayton Facebook page, you will have access to all of that, or just head to wingam.com. But the point is, what we need: non-perishable food items, personal care products, hats and glove sets. Those are always, those are always in high demand, of course. But the purpose of this Holiday Help Out is to help give back to those families in need here in the Miami Valley, especially with Thanksgiving coming up. Thanksgiving holiday meal items: dressing, corn, green beans, cornbread mix, desserts, boxed mac and cheese, cranberry sauce, sweet potatoes. It doesn't matter. Anything that you can donate will be much appreciated, because the cool thing about this, partnering with the Good Neighbor House, all the donations, all the food that we collect will be given right back to those in need in our very own community. Kev will be live with Hot 102.9 and WROU in Trotwood. We're at the Recplex. Okay, Kev's going to be at the Firehouse in Trotwood, and there's multiple drop-off locations. The Trotwood Firehouse, and of course where we're going to be. Again, there's multiple ways you can give back, but this is pretty cool. Faith is already getting the turkeys with full meals put together. There's designated families that, some of these meals are being created for. Other needs will come about, and then meals will be packaged for them as well, for families in the Miami Valley. Sorry, I almost did that. But nonetheless, pretty cool. And then if you can't make it out this weekend, there is a link there's a link within the link that we have sent out to you guys, that you can make a monetary donation to the Good Neighbor House, which all of that will be used again for the Holiday Help Out. So we appreciate everyone who's going to be able to help us out this weekend. And of course, our sponsors and Buffalo Wild Wings and Blake Maislin. And the reason we bring up the sponsors is because they're providing a lot of stuff that we are giving to the families as well. And they're, allowing us to be able to spend all the hours that we do out, doing this. We have people that are running the board, doing the boring work of running the boards here at the station. There are people that are making sure that, we're out there from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. There has to be some people back at the station working all day. A lot of funds are covering that type of stuff, so appreciate that.
Absolutely. And one thing that I'm huge on is personal care items. We'll definitely be collecting those too. I'm talking about deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrushes, toilet paper, things we kind of like take for granted. You go into your cabinet and grab a new toothbrush, throw the old one away and just keep it pushing. But, some people don't have those items. So we're looking for toilet paper, deodorant, everything, anything personal care related. That's we're also looking for those items as well. So we're encouraging everybody in the Dayton area to come on out. Like we said before, we're at 2 different locations. We make it real easy. It's completely touchless. You drive through, you drop off your donation, you hang out with us if you like, you take a picture with us on the gram if you like. We really have a good time. We try to make this real fun for everybody, including ourselves. We know it's kind of cold outside. We understand that, but we're willing to brave the elements, and we're inviting everybody to come on out to make some good in our community.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash right here on 1410 ESPN Radio. So again, we ask for everyone's help this time of year, and we're going to have fun with it too.
Yeah.
You know me, I can't just do something good and not be a troll in the process, right? Like, everyone knows I love Browns fans. I'm not a big fan of Bengals fans, but let's make a competition out of it. I'm going to be keeping track, Kev, because I'm going to be out there. I'm going to be popping out sometimes for the Buckeye pregame. I have to go do that in Troy. We'll talk about that in a moment. We'll be a Sunday morning tailgate show. Me and Keith Byers. We'll get to that in a moment. But I'm going to have some fun with this because every car that comes through to drop off their donations, I'm going to go make a tally of how many Browns fans are dropping off. And by the way, you have my word. I will make this accurate. If the more Bengals fans drop off than Browns fans, I don't care. You're going to get a hoo-day from me. I'm being serious. I want to have fun with this. We're going to find out, who's a more giving fan base, the Browns fan base or the Bengals fan base. So there you go. I'm going to be going around every drop-off, every person dropping them off. I'm going to be instructing our team out there, and make sure you're asking these people, where's their fandom lie? Browns fans, Bengals fans. I want to find out which fan base is more giving. I like the Browns. I mean, come on.
Going to be awesome. This is going to be awesome. And we're taking so many pictures. We're going to be going live on all our social media pages. It's going to be fun, man.
Yep. And guys, there's only one more favor I need before we head into hour 3. Share the link.
Absolutely.
You could share the link and share the post on Facebook about this. That just gets the word out more. And this, that's going to help. The more people we touch with this, the more donations we're going to get. That means the more families we're going to be able to help. So that's all I ask. I asked to see you this weekend at the Holiday Help Out Food Drive. I ask that you share the information on there and be a part of what we're doing. The Holiday Help Outs, again, one more time for those watching live on Facebook and YouTube. Washington Township Recplex. That's where 1410 ESPN Radio is going to be all weekend long, starting tomorrow night, 5 to 9 p.m. Hour 3 next.
It's the Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash.
Justin, you're awesome, baby.
Right here on 1410 ESPN Radio.
If you need new roofing, siding, or gutters, skylights, or patio enclosures, if you're a homeowner or business and need someone you can trust, don't take a chance. Enhance with Lance. Lance Roofing and Siding in Fairborn has been satisfying customers since 1993 and hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Lance Roofing and Siding, 8460 Dayton Springfield Road in Fairborn. Call for a free estimate at 864-2722. That's 864-2722 or online at lanceroofing.com.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $700 on average, and those savings add up. Imagine what you could buy in the future.
Hey, remember how 20 years ago I switched to Progressive? Well, now it's the future, and I used all those savings to buy this new hologram phone. Because, it's the future, and everything is holograms now.
So switch to Progressive and save big, because those savings can add up in the future. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National annual average insurance savings by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive in 2020. Potential savings will vary.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Starting trouble. No one likes that. We'll get you set up for some stronger starts. You might just need a fresh charge, and we'll take care of that free of charge. But if it is time for a new battery, we've got replacement batteries that'll fit your needs, starting at just $69.99. You can learn more about our battery selection at AutoZone.com. That's what makes us America's #1 battery destination.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Claim based on data from the NPD Group 2021.
Hi, this is Eddie Sorrell, Body Shop Manager at Germain Honda of Beaver Creek. Our technicians have over 125 years of total experience. That means we can repair your vehicle correctly and efficiently. So when you need a dependable body shop, we're here. And we repair all makes and models with new state-of-the-art equipment to get you back on the road quickly. Plus, we offer loaner cars during service and free estimates. Stop by and see us. Germain Honda, Beaver Creek, State Route 35, just east of 675 between Xenia and Beaver Creek.
Where do Black Friday deals come with happy holiday feels? Lowe's, actually. Black Friday is happening now. Don't miss out on all the deals on the top brands at Lowe's.
WING 1410 Dayton. Dayton's ESPN Radio.
Justin Kinner, Kev Nash back with you here on 1410 ESPN Radio. All right, so earlier today, a Bengals fan had commented about the fact that, I only share articles about the Bengals that are bad, but apparently I had missed an article. Of course, I didn't share an article that highlighted the fact that the Bengals were listed as one of the 10 most popular pro franchises out there. Yeah.
Top 10?
Top 10.
Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up. So obviously the Dallas Cowboys, this is no particular order.
Yeah, so I want to hear yours, because then I'm going to pull up the actual list and cite where the list came from, because I think that's important as well. So there's that. But so if I ask you the 10 most popular, and I don't know, not what's that called? Like valuable.
Right.
This is popular. I'm curious. So these are your top 10 most popular franchises?
No particular order. Cowboys.
Yep.
Steelers. Browns. Green Bay Packers. Raiders. Bills. 49ers. Chiefs. That's 8?
So you're doing NFL teams.
Yeah.
Not like Yankees and Lakers and all.
Oh, this was all franchise.
This was all franchises.
Oh,
which I think is even more impressive.
No.
Like this, there's the hater side of me, and then there's the common sense side of me. And I'll be honest, it's like 75-25. All right, 70-30, 50, 46.
Popular.
30,
yeah,
popular.
Okay, so I can do that on top of my head. Cowboys, and this is based off of popularity. Yeah. It's not based off of like actual accomplishments, because the Cowboys have not had those in over 30 years. The Knicks haven't had those in over 50 years. So they're definitely popular. The Steelers, obviously. The Browns, I know the Browns haven't won anything, but they're still super popular. Raiders, I definitely keep them up there. Lakers, we can't not talk about the Lakers. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 off the top right
Knicks.
there. Yep, I got the Knicks on there. I would still say the 49ers. I can still go to all the teams that I would have ahead of them. The Bills.
When I think of the 10 most popular franchises in professional sports,
Yankees,
and I usually don't have respect for the Bengals, but I'm going to say with all due respect, I don't even know if they pop into the top 15 or 20, to be quite honest with you. And a lot of this is new, recency bias, I guess. And look, I also just think it's kind of a silly list anyways, not just because the Bengals are on it, but take a look. For those of you live on Facebook and YouTube, there it is. So the top 10 most popular franchises, according to what dailymail.com .com/UK. Again, this is a I guess a media company out of the UK. I mean, what is this? I don't even know what the
It's a blog site.
So it's a blog site, but I don't know. Look, the bottom line is, here it is. The number one most popular franchise out there is the Lakers. I don't even think that's the case anymore, but I think they are one of the 10. Yes.
Absolutely.
The Lakers is an organization that you mentioned, sports fans and non-sports fans alike know. They right away you picture the Lakers logo. Whether you can name a player on today's Lakers team or not, which you could with LeBron, of course. I just mean non-sports fans. You could drop the Lakers.
Kendrick Nunn.
Yeah, exactly. The Golden State Warriors come in at 2. The New York Yankees 3. The Dodgers 4. The Niners 5. All of these make sense.
Yes.
The Dallas Cowboys 6. The Phillies come in at 7. All right. The New England Patriots and the Kansas City Chiefs at 8 and 9. So, and then the Bengals at 10. I'm not trying to be mean here, but I don't really care if I do come across as mean. One of those teams doesn't even come close to belonging, and that's the Bengals. I'm sorry, like Bengals fans, you could like that your name's on that list, but that's not. They're not even the most popular team in Ohio, and
right.
Professional sports team in Ohio. They're not even the most. They're not even the most popular professional sports team in their city, and that's saying something considering how trash the Cincinnati Reds organization is. So enjoy it. I don't know. You hang a banner with it, brag to your friends at work about it. Try to get me with it. It ain't going to work. I'm sorry, but they are not. They're not one of the 10 most popular franchises out there. Now, you can argue Joe Burrow is one of the 10 most popular athletes out there.
Yeah.
That I'll give you. You could even make an argument for Jamar Chase, but I think Joe Burrow is more mainstream. I think Joe Burrow, like it's just the quarterback position. You'll win that one. Joe Burrow is one of the 10 most popular professional athletes today, and maybe not though. But it wouldn't surprise me if there was a list like that he's on. But the team, the organization, come on, folks. Like, I know a lot's happened in the last year and a half with this organization, but nothing. They didn't even win the Super Bowl. There's no way. There's no way. This is a team that was at the bottom of revenue and ticket sales and all that stuff not even 3 years ago. Now you want to tell me that this is an organization that's one of the 10 most popular out there.
So my question would be to Cincinnati Bengals fans is, do you guys have backer bars in other cities? I know of several Pittsburgh Steelers bars in other cities. I know of several Browns bars in other cities. I mean, it pains me to see Yankee bars in Cleveland, Ohio, my hometown, but they have them there. And the imprint of some of these teams are just iconic. I mean, you think back to the 70s when the Dallas Cowboys had their reign of terror. Like, that's what made people fans all across the country. I mean, America's team, we laugh at it now because they haven't accomplished anything in the last 30 years of significance, but they still have that branding. And it's about this question is, most popular. It ain't about what you actually accomplished, because if it was accomplishments, the Knicks and the Cowboys would not be on this list at all. But it's about popularity. And I mean, we can look at it from talking points. There's very rarely we can have an NBA conversation without bringing up the Los Angeles Lakers. No matter how bad they are, they're always a topic. No matter how bad the Knicks are, they're always a topic because they're a very popular franchise. So popularity and actually accomplishments are two totally different things. I would rather have the accomplishments over the popularity.
Plus, you got knocked out of primetime this weekend. So popular teams don't get bumped out of primetime. But no, so on Facebook, Kev, Dan Flouty on Facebook says the Bengals are way more popular than the Reds. No, that's just not true, Dan. That's not true. They're hotter than the Reds right now. And this isn't an opinion. You go travel the country, you'll run into Reds fans everywhere. You will not run into, I mean, you might have run into Bengals fans in LA because they happened to be in the Super Bowl last year, but you're not running into Bengals fans. Joe Burrow's going to help that. Give it another 10 years. We can revisit this conversation. The bottom line in Washington, D.C. is a Bengals bar a block from the Capitol. Just because that's where you go to watch the Bengals games, don't make it a Bengals. I'm just joking.
Fair enough. That's a legit question.
But at the same time, a Bengals bar, was that Bengals bar there 2 years ago? Was that Bengals bar there 2 years ago? I don't believe so. There's a lot of recency bias. I agree. Where did that go? Someone said, Damon Hahn said there. I think it's recency bias. 1,000,000%. David Shaw, finally, I agree with him on something. He goes, no way the Bengals in the top 10.
If it's recency bias, why aren't the Rams on that list? They just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that's the other thing.
And they're in Los Angeles, too.
And in LA right now, the Rams are the hottest franchise in LA along with the Dodgers. And there's the Lakers at number 1. Look, this list is not good. It's just not a good list. I mean, there's some ones that they accidentally fell upon, because how could you have a list of top 10 most popular franchises? And honestly, you can argue the Cowboys have been the most average franchise in the NFL. They're not a bad franchise. They're not a good from a performance standpoint. They haven't won a Super Bowl in 3 decades, but yet every year they have Super Bowl expectations. They lose Amari Cooper. They lose talent on both sides of the ball. They get worse, and yet they still have Super Bowl expectations every year, and they always come up short. This is the most average franchise out there, and yet they lead every sports talk show nationally out there. The Lakers are the same thing.
Yep.
Someone said, well, Fox loves Joe Burrow, Colin Cowherd. First of all, let's just be real. Joe Burrow, he makes appearances on Colin Cowherd's podcast, The Volume. Colin Cowherd has a podcast network, The Volume, that he is heavily pushing and heavily promoting. You know how you do that? You kiss a little ass to do that. You know how you, like today, he said that, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Joe Burrow, that they're in a class of their own. Stop it. He's not saying that about Joe Burrow if Joe Burrow's not making a weekly appearance on his podcast. Let's just be real. Hey, Joey B, you pop on our show every once in a while. I'll give it a couple who days. I got Ken Anderson, though. I'm good. I got Ken Anderson. I got Willie Anderson.
All the Andersons.
So, but nonetheless.
Mr. Anderson. What movie's that from?
Oh, goodness. What?
Matrix.
No, Dan Flouty, real quick. Bengals way more popular than the Reds. I think right now it might feel that way, Dan. Maybe. I just don't think the Bengals are more popular than the Reds. I think the Bengals are better than the Reds right now. I don't think they're more popular.
They keep it up, they will be.
Yeah. I mean, my goodness. Will Lemmer says, great point, Kev. Never seen a Bengals backer bar. There's a Bills backers.
It's crazy.
The Bills backers, I think it was the Wandering Griffin. It's over in Fairborn. And I remember back when we were working with them for a while, I remember we used to go out there and they would say, hey, I know this sounds weird. I know you guys probably want to do something with the Browns or with the Bengals, but we would love you guys to come out because we have this crazy Bills following. I don't know if they still go out there. I don't know where the Bills backers go, but he wasn't joking. I walked in hundreds.
Insane.
Hundreds.
I mean, I understand we're a military
town.
Blue. We're a military town. We got a lot of military folks in here, so they come from all parts of the country, but I just never in a million years would think that it would be a Bills backer bar in Dayton, Ohio. Obviously, I would think, okay, the Steelers, the Ravens, maybe they're former lovers of the Browns and who just transitioned to the Ravens when they moved or something like that. Never in a million years would I think there'd be a Bills backers bar in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, I mean, Tootie's is where they think the Browns backers go, which is interesting. I had no idea. I mean, Tootie's, that's where I went in college because it's the only place I'd let you in without an ID. I'm just saying.
Wow, you just out here dry snitching.
I'm just joking. Yeah, I just realized what I did there. That's a long time ago. Different owners. Who knows? I'm just saying. I had an ID. That's not true. It just wasn't the right one.
It was the right one. It was the right state ID.
Fix that comment because I do see what I just did there. No, it wasn't that I didn't have an ID. I had an ID. It just wasn't the right ID. Let's just put it that way. It wasn't my right one card either. Yeah, see, this is why I got to get this mic out of my face.
Raider up, baby.
My bad. I done did screwed up, Ron. Man. All right, we'll be right back. I'm sorry. I did screw up on that. Holy crap. I might not be on tomorrow. We'll be right back.
The Justin Kinner Show with Kev Nash. Presented by Brad Mays with Home Experts Realty. Weekdays at 3 p.m. on 1410 ESPN Radio.
ESPN 1410 Wing AM weather.
The mid-afternoon and early evening will be mostly cloudy, a high near 36. Tonight's going to be mostly cloudy, a low near 25. And tomorrow will be mostly cloudy and cold, a high near 33. I'm Pete Spivak for 1410 ESPN Radio.
With Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
Are you sick and tired of living with that constant pain in your knees and back? You know, joint pain doesn't just keep you from doing what you love. It affects your job, your relationships, even simple things like getting dressed. Hey, it's Keith Byers. It's time to call QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics uses advanced regenerative medicine to restore and repair damaged joint tissue, giving you your life back. Hips, shoulders, elbows, they can all be treated with natural biologics from your own body. Powerful healing agents, highly concentrated. If you're tired of steroid shots that don't work, or if you're trying to avoid surgery, call QC Kinetics now to schedule your free consultation. Learn about these exciting new cutting-edge treatments for pain caused by arthritis or injury. No drugs, no pain meds, no downtime. This is an all-natural treatment that can get you lasting relief. People here are raving about the results. Call now. Appointments are available for the coming week. QC Kinetics. Call 937-936-0325. That's 937-936-0325.
Dancing crew, trip for two, nail the final interview. Game with Doug, brand new mug. Come here, kid, give me a hug. The more you want to do, the more we want to do. Boosters designed for COVID-19 variants are now available. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster appointment as soon as you're eligible. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Do you enjoy sports betting and fantasy sports? If so, it's important to know that gambling's not a way to pay bills or earn income. Learn how to set limits and recognize the warning signs for problem gambling by visiting beforeyoubet.org. You can also assess your